football season in Northeast Tennessee. Gridiron game day at the Ridge, West Ridge High School. It is opening week, and boy, do we have an excellent ball game for you tonight as the West Ridge Wolves host the Tennessee High Vikings in a non-region contest to kick off the 2025 football season. Welcome in. I'm your host, Chris Mangrum. I'll be doing play-by-play this year for Gridiron Game Day in the 10th season of Gridiron Game Day alongside Ron Marvel, our color analyst for the year. Thanks for tuning in and spending your Friday night with us. Some exciting news here this year for Gridiron Game Day, as this is our 10th season and each and every game is available live on our YouTube channel this year at BTES Videos. You can watch it from anywhere in the world. Of course, you can still watch on BTES Power 7 as well as the BTES website. Ron, glad to be here with you. What an environment, what an experience this has already been. We haven't even kicked off yet. But Ron, we got a big season coming up, an excellent game to kick this thing off. Let's talk a little bit about your expectations for another great year of football.
I mean, first of all, let's just say this. As we're looking out, look at the student section over here. I mean, is there anywhere better to be on a Friday night than out here with these neon lights? It's just special. You know, you wouldn't have to be invested in either team and still come out tonight and enjoy a good football game. And that's exactly what we have in store tonight. Two teams, and you know, I thought about this, Chris. Two teams, natural rivals, Sullivan County. When you have that discussion, who's the best team in Sullivan County, you've always got to bring up Dobbins-Bennett. But there's always another team, that 1-2 kind of in Sullivan County. Tonight's going to go a distance to figure out who that other team besides for Dobbins-Bennett is.
Hey, look, first game of the season for both teams. West Ridge, this is their 5th year of being a high school program. They've won all 4 of their season openers. That's on the line tonight. Tennessee High, they haven't had a win in their season opening game since before COVID. So they're trying to turn that around here tonight. So a lot on the line for these two teams. But now we're going to throw it over to our sideline reporter, Leslie.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm so excited for our 10th season of Gridiron Game Day and being here at West Ridge, where we have 2 of our schools taking the field, the Tennessee High Vikings taking on the West Ridge Wolves. It is going to be a great game on the field and here on the sidelines. I have several interviews, as always, tonight. We are going to see, hopefully, from both of the bands, as well as some performances from the Alpha Dance team. So a lot going on during this game. We will also be providing this game on YouTube Live, as well as offering pre-orders of the game. So we will send you a link to download the game at the end of the season. We will have that link up in a couple of weeks on our website, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you stick around. A lot more coming up. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but we'll be back right after this.
In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where the spirit of community runs deep, Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services has been a cornerstone in our area for almost 80 years. Founded in 1945, BTES began with a simple mission: to bring reliable electricity to every home and business in Bristol. Through decades of dedication, innovation, and unwavering service, we've powered dreams and brightened lives. Today, we stand as a testament of progress, offering state-of-the-art services while honoring our rich legacy. Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, our community's trusted resource for energy and connectivity. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Welcome back to West Ridge High School. As you can see off in the view there, we're maybe fighting a little bit of scattered showers, so hopefully that stays far, far away from the football field tonight here on opening night. Gridiron Game Day, BTES Power 7. Thanks for tuning in. Chris Mangrum again alongside Ron Marvel. Ron, we're going to start off by talking a little bit about the visiting team in this game, Tennessee High, who comes up the road in this 6A challenge for them. We've watched a lot of Tennessee High. We've talked to Coach. Talk a little bit about what your impressions are of this team going into the season.
You know, Chris, we had an opportunity last week to see them, and they just had a sense of urgency. I'm going to tell you, when you see a team with a sense of urgency in a preseason scrimmage, that tells you where their mindset is at, and they're wanting to get after it. The interesting thing about this team, we start throwing out names like Boer and Honaker and Allison. A kid that you're high on, I will actually challenge myself to go back and look at. That's Isaac Stevens. That kid is a little machine, man. I'm looking forward to him as well. But when you've got that kind of depth, boy, it serves a team well. And defensively, they looked like they were on the same page during that scrimmage.
The defense for Tennessee High only allowed more than 20 points in 3 different games last year. They've got depth on the front, in the back, in the linebackers, and in the secondary. Coach Holt really likes his defense and his team. We got a chance to talk with Coach Holt a little bit more. Let's hear it from him.
We feel really good. We know they're physical, number one, and that goes a long way. We know they take pride in pushing people around. We know they've been coached well. It's just going to be kind of a matter of when the bullets really start to fly, how quickly they're going to kind of gel together. They know exactly what to do, where to go. I don't think you're going to stump them with movements or fronts or blitzes. It's just a matter of adjusting that game speed, I think, and we just got to see how long that takes for them. Physicality was there, and that's something we set out to be as the most physical team, most physical team on the field every night, and I think we accomplished that in that one, and even the Morristown East scrimmage. We were where we needed to be when we needed to be there, and we feel really good about seeing that on both sides of the ball. Just a discipline. You've got to be where you're supposed to be at all times. Got to have somebody on the dive, got to have somebody on the quarterback, got to have somebody on the pitch, and at the same time be mindful that, hey, the quarterback can step back and try to throw it over the top too. So it's just that overall discipline that they force you to kind of live in all week long, and you only have a week to prepare for it, then you're on to the next team that probably doesn't do anything similar to them. So it's kind of the oddity of what they do that forces you to be super disciplined in everything you do for at least a week in practice. They're really good. They do a lot of movement up front. They run to the football. They tackle well. They're a well-coached football team, just like you expect from any Coach Hilton coach team. They do a great job on the back end, kind of showing you a couple different looks and being good at both looks. So they're very solid across the board in both phases of the football. We can't turn the ball over, and we can't be committing dumb penalties, and those are the things that runs along with the discipline of playing defense against a school like Westridge and what they do. You can't give them free yards. They want to grind it out. We've got to take yards every chance we get, and we got to get the ball in our hands every chance we get. So if we got somebody stood up, we got to knock it out. If it's on the ground, we got to get it. If it's in the air, we got to get it.
Again, that was Coach Holt looking to see what Tennessee High can do here in this opening game. Of course, Gridiron Game Day, we love football, but it's more than football here on Gridiron Game Day. It's the entire environment, and let's throw it to the field to check out the mighty Viking Band.
Promise Country.
Oh, play me some mountain music.
She said, here she wants his fancy, don't let me down.
The good stuff that brings back so many memories. 96.3, The Possum.
And that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
96.3 The Possum.
The BTES Water Heater Maintenance Program is free. Join the more than 17,000 customers who participate in the program, and BTES will install a free load management device on your water heater. In exchange, participants receive free maintenance service calls. If you need a new water heater, you will receive free delivery and installation of the water heater and free emergency service calls, and your participation helps keep your electric rates low. Ready to sign up? Visit btes.net.
Welcome back to the Possum pregame show here at Westridge. Chris Mangrum with you alongside Ron Marvel. We've got the coverage for you here tonight from Westridge. And speaking of Westridge, they're the homestanding team here, Ron, and they're looking to make the playoffs again this year, have a better season than a year ago where they finished 5-5. What are you looking to see from this Westridge team tonight? How can they have success?
Hey, listen, last year I went back and looked. Tennessee High last year rushed for 308 yards. Cannot have that. Ended up to about an 8 to 9 yard average in that game. Got to shut that down. As easy as it would be for me to talk about Amix tonight and Hilton, who's getting his first start tonight, I got to go defense right here. And more specifically, I'm looking for the defensive line to create enough chaos tonight that they can get double teamed. So Mack and Arnold and Perry can have a great night, but they have got to create disruption to shut those lanes down. You cannot give up 308 yards and expect to win a game. Got to shut down Tennessee High's running attack.
We got a chance to talk to Coach Hilton earlier this week for his thoughts on his team, on this Tennessee High team. Here's Coach.
You know, through the summer, Isaac and Justice both were competing and going back and forth. Justice is taking the 1 reps right now. Isaac is still the backup. He's a little banged up right now, so we've had to develop a few more. You'll probably see Caleb Mabb, maybe taking a few snaps, and Goliath Arp. So we're trying to build that depth as we go. Start out Cherokee, and we had a lot to improve on. Felt like Gate City, we made some improvements. Physicality seemed to be more physical than we have been past couple of years, so that was a good thing. And the guys are just, you know, they're just playing for each other, and you can sense that. So that's hard to explain, but you can just tell these guys love being around one another. Well, I mean, obviously they've got a 2-quarterback system as well, so you don't know who's going to be in there. Both those guys can run a little bit. We watched their scrimmage film. They didn't have numbers on, so it's kind of hard to tell who they are in the scrimmage, but you could tell they got some players. Their line's good as usual. They got some playmakers on the outside and a really good running back. Their defense is a little different. They're in a 50 instead of a 4-man front this year, moving quite a bit. Got a nose man that's going to be a load to handle. The linebacker's a tough player, and then we expect them to have some experience in the secondary because they had a lot of young guys last year. Can't turn the football over. We got to control the clock. We got to get back to playing football the way we were playing that first year, and some of those grinding it out, being physical in the line of scrimmage, playing good defense, forcing turnovers. We got to win the turnover battle. That's the number one thing, and we got to win. We got to win the battle of rushing yards.
Great thoughts there from Coach Hilton. And let's throw it to the field. We've got our Spirit Squad coming out for Westridge for a pregame presentation. All right, that was the Westridge Spirit squad. And Ron, we heard from both coaches already here in our pregame show. We have a lot of unknowns coming into this game. You're looking at one of them right now on your monitor with the weather in the area, some thunder. We'll kind of have to watch and see how things might be affected here, but for now we're still on schedule. So Ron, let's talk about some of those wrinkles with these two teams. It's the first game of the season, and in a way, these two teams don't really know what to expect. There's a little bit of film from the scrimmages, but even what we've heard from coaches, as we heard there, was one coach said the other team didn't have numbers on. We saw another scrimmage where some players were wearing different jersey numbers than they are tonight, so it really is a little bit of unknown tonight.
Yeah, you know, I get it from Coach Hilton's perspective, right? It's a little bit tough when you're watching the scrimmage and you can't see any numbers. Both of these teams have got new wrinkles they're bringing in, right? You got Hilton at quarterback, first start. We do know that we're going to see some option out of him. We've heard it talked about. We've really not seen it in the context of this, so we'll sort of see how all that works out. I will tell you this, and this is more instinct from me than anything else, really. I have the expectation that Tennessee High is going to throw the football a little bit more this season than what we're used to. I asked Coach Holt that, and he didn't want to get in details to me. He automatically went into coach speak. But we're going to be watching that tonight. Richardson rolls out very well to the left and to the right, and he's a speed guy. So get him in open space. All of a sudden, your corners and your linebackers have got to bite up. Men downfield tend to open up. We'll see how that works out, too.
All right, let's look at some of the impact players in this game, starting with Tennessee High, and it's the senior linebacker, Mr. Do-It-All, Preston Fagans. Not only are you going to see Fagans at linebacker in this game, you're going to see him at H-back, paving the way for some of the running backs, but you also might see him carry the ball. Ron, this is a special player.
He's very special. One of the things that I really respect about this kid is he's got the ability to be at the right place at the right time. You see it when you watch him over and over again. And that tells me he's got a high IQ and he's watched a lot of film. Really excited to see him tonight play as well.
And on the side for Westridge, we're going to look on the offensive side of the ball. This is an offense for Westridge that's going to run. And Ethan Amix, a senior running back, he's huge, he's strong, he's hard to bring down with one guy, and it's going to take multiple bodies at times, Ron, to take him down by this Viking defense.
Yeah, Coach Hilton over and over again said to us, first kid off the bus. I want him to be the first kid off the bus. Bench presses, 345 pounds, runs 100 meter in 11.2. When that kind of power is hitting you at that kind of speed, it hurts. They need to rely on him tonight and feed the ball a lot to him tonight and wear out that Tennessee High defense.
Okay, so we're hearing here in the stadium at this time that they are delaying the start of this game with weather in the area. We've seen some thunder, we've seen some lightning in the area, and they just made an announcement they're asking people to leave the stadium at this point. So why don't we, all right, while we wait, we're going to throw it over to Leslie Blevins. She's got a special guest or two.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm here with George, who's the principal here at Westridge High School. George, we did just get some bad news, but it's okay. We're going to get this game in tonight. Let's talk about what's been going on at Westridge the past couple of weeks with the new school year.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for the partnership that we've had. 10, is that correct?
This is the 10th season.
10th season, so it's amazing. And we're just happy to have you guys here and cover it. So wonderful night, wonderful year so far starting off. We got a great group of students that have just taken the lead on the spirit here. And our fan base is like no other. And our athletes are just unbelievable. So we're excited about this year.
We're excited about this game tonight. This is two of our schools, Tennessee High and Westridge, coming together on the field. Hopefully the weather will cooperate and we'll get this game in tonight. We're going to stick around for the long haul and see what happens. We love the student section here. We love what you have going on. How do you create this culture?
You know, really, it goes back on these guys. It's what they want, and they push it. And they don't just have ideas. They want to follow through with the ideas. We had just one of the most unbelievable pre-games, in my opinion, in this area with tailgating for students, our faculties and staff. Hundreds of people over there just having a great time, and it's all because that's what they want, and so they make it happen, and that's just awesome. So I'm just here to help facilitate.
Well, George, we hope tonight is a great night. We will be back a couple more times this season. We can't wait to talk to you all throughout the season and see what's going on here at Westridge. We'll be back right after this.
Timeless country.
Oh, play me some mountain music.
She said, here she wants chance, fancy, don't let me down.
The good stuff that brings back so many memories. 96.3, The Possum.
And that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
96.3 The Possum.
We use energy in powerful ways. But for our region, there's more to it than keeping the lights on. Because we're served by public power, owned by the people who live here. It's for all of us. So the initiatives we're able to support have one purpose: helping our communities thrive. We're bringing the benefits of our potential to everyone. That's community energy, and it's happening all around us. Like more job opportunities and growing neighborhoods, outdoor recreation thanks to our protected lands and waterways, supporting local education, local business, and investing in the things we care about. You see, it's about more than power. It's about how we use our energy for a better tomorrow. That's community energy. That's the power of us.
Everyone, we are here at Westridge High School. We are currently on a weather delay, but no worries. We are going to stick around right here at Westridge. Hopefully we can get this game in this evening and it doesn't rain and it doesn't storm. We are very hopeful. But in the meantime, we have a couple of videos for you that are highlighting our local school systems. Take it away.
Inspiring children is something we take very serious in Sullivan County. My name's Hank Hare, and I'm the principal at Bluff City Elementary School. We inspire children here to go for their dreams. When I walk in the building, I get to see children giving it their all every single day. That inspires me. We need to have that ability to say, I can do this. And here at Bluff City and here in Sullivan County, your child's going to get that every day.
Well, I'm Mike Wilson. I'm the principal at Miller Perry Elementary. The past 6 years in a row, we have been named a Tennessee Reward School for achievement. And so that earned us the National Blue Ribbon Award. I think one thing we do really well is we look at TCAP data. We use that data to guide instruction. And then we use daily assessments to see where our students are and come up with a plan for remediation or enrichment depending on what their needs are. When the kids think the teacher cares and knows the teacher cares about them, they'll work really hard. So I think that's the key for us is the relationship building.
My name is Katie McGee. I teach 4th grade math at Rock Springs Elementary School. Many of our schools in Sullivan County are level 5 schools. We have several reward schools, and we have many letter A schools as well. I enjoy being a teacher in Sullivan County because we're truly like a family.
Sullivan County teachers spend time getting to know students. They're very creative with what they do in the classroom. The best thing is the family atmosphere. We do things that really include families. You know, we want to be a partnership and we want to grow together, and then that's when our children benefit the most. To come to Sullivan County Schools means that you are going to be loved, you're going to be identified, and you're going to be supported.
I believe innovate is really the phrase we want to use when we describe what we're doing in middle school. My name is Shay McClure. I'm the STEM teacher at Sullivan Heights Middle School. We are trying to be forward thinking. We have our base 6th grade STEM program where you get to learn about all 16 career paths. Next year, we're looking to offer up large drones, greenhouse, automotive, welding through VR. We are looking at nursing through some VR programs. All those are new classes that we're looking to add, and we're always looking to add more that align with our partners up at Westridge and at East High. The advantage you get by coming to Sullivan County Schools is that you have hardworking, dedicated teachers who not only care about you, but are always looking to make the experience at our schools even better.
I'm Margaret Trent. I'm the STEM and robotics teacher at Sullivan East Middle School. This year we traveled to Clarksville and competed against 32 of the best teams in the state. We had 4 teams make it to the championship level in Dallas. They came in and practiced every day after school, multiple weekends. With that, working at home on their engineering notebooks. It's a very interactive, community-involved program. We started off in a smaller room. There was standing room only in there. And so having the opportunity to have the addition that we've done here at the school expands that space exponentially. We've been limited to the number of kids that can be on the program just because of the space. So now we're going to be able to include more students into the program. And as that grows, we will continue to see the robot development and the sophistication of the robots change as well.
Hi, my name is Tammy Sauls. I am the librarian at Sullivan Heights Middle School. This was the library I've had in my head for years. I took the categories that I thought were high interest to the kids and made the areas so that if they wanted a scary book, they could go to the haunted house. If they wanted a comic style book, they could go to where Batman and Superman were hanging out at the comic book store. If you want your child to be loved all day long while they are not in your presence, you can send them to a Sullivan County school, and that's going to happen.
I'm Dr. Leo, principal at Westridge High School. Our programs here at Westridge High School have transformed our students' livelihood as they leave our school. We certainly have programs such as health science, our welding, culinary arts that have really inspired students to go on and do careers based off those programs. So one of the most exciting things here at Westridge is that we partner with about 100 industries in our community. Some of those being Strongwell, Bell, Eastman, City of Kingsport. So our students get work-based learning opportunities and they get to go out and work with these industries. And some of these students will go on and make careers out of it. I'm very proud of our faculty and staff here at Westridge. They really welcome our students in, not only our students, but our parents. We want our students to leave here knowing they were not only academically prepared, but that they were cared for, and loved by our faculty and staff. I think that's what our tradition is being built on, and we're real proud of that.
I'm Andy Hare, principal of Sullivan East High School, and I had the amazing opportunity to get to work with some of the finest young men and women this country's ever seen in the greatest community in the state of Tennessee. It's not just about educating our students, it's about putting them on new trajectories of their life, to transform their opportunities into things they never dreamed that they could accomplish. Every year, it just keeps expanding. So there's no excuse for anyone not to succeed. One of the great opportunities our students have here is through a partnership with Ballad Health, Bloomberg Philanthropies, and Sullivan East High School, and that is the Ballad Health Academy. Our students that go through this program will not only graduate high school, but they'll also graduate with the help of those at Tennessee College of Applied Technology with an LPN license and get a job with Ballad Health. So the opportunities these children have are putting them on these amazing trajectories in life that they can reach the stars. And it's so exciting to get to be part of that. You know, we often say that the world's asking for the best. And you know what? That's exactly what they're going to get, a Sullivan East graduate.
So this is Chuck Harder, Director of Schools in Sullivan County. The mission statement in Sullivan County is to prepare our students to be college and career ready so that they can go out and be productive members of our society and our community. We want to be an inspiration to students so that they can see the best in themselves and they can succeed at whatever success looks like for them. We're innovating by bringing in new ideas and new ways of doing things. Once we've innovated, we're transforming how education is done. We're meeting the 21st century needs through what we do with our students in our classrooms. So for us, inspire, innovate, transform, that's how we do business in Sullivan County.
Hi, I'm Cody with BTES, and this is The Essentials. In today's digital age, staying safe online is more important than ever. Here are some essential cybersecurity tips. First, always use strong, unique passwords for your accounts. Avoid using easily guessable passwords and opt for more complex combinations of letters, numbers, and symbols. Second, enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification, such as a code sent to your phone. Third, be cautious of suspicious emails and links. Phishing scams can trick you into giving away personal information. Double-check the sender's email address and think twice before clicking on any links or attachments. By following these simple tips, you can help safeguard your personal information.
There's something powerful about a new day, a new school year, a quiet reminder of what lies ahead.
None of us do this work alone. We are a team. Every task, every role, every person contributing to something bigger. It takes all of us to build, to feed, to care, to teach.
We serve every student who walks through our doors. When we serve with shared purpose, we multiply our strength. Purpose is more than a mission statement. It's what drives us. It's the reason we show up. And when we share it, that's where our power lives.
As we open our doors and welcome our students, this is also the dawn of their new day. Our students deserve our best, and they get it because we build their futures together.
This is more than a job. This is a calling. It's a connection of people born for something greater than ourselves. You are Bristol, Tennessee City Schools.
I am Bristol, Tennessee City Schools.
I am Bristol, Tennessee City Schools.
I am Bristol, Tennessee City Schools. She is Bristol, Tennessee City Schools.
I am Bristol, Tennessee City Schools.
I am Bristol, Tennessee City Schools. You are Bristol, Tennessee City Schools. We are Bristol, Tennessee City Schools, and we are in this together.
And we are here at Westridge High School, where we are currently on a weather delay. Not exactly sure how long this weather delay is going to be, maybe 20 more minutes, best case scenario. Could be longer than that, but we are hoping not. But we hope that you'll stick around here on BTES Power 7 if you're watching via YouTube or online. We hope you'll stick around, but we will be back with an update as soon as we have one. And we are back here at Westridge High School. The teams are warming up on the field. We're told that kickoff should be around 7:30. That is if there's no other lightning in the area. So we've been on a weather delay for the past little bit, but we are coming back very soon. I'll be down here on the sidelines all game long. But right now, I'm going to throw it to the guys in the booth.
All right, folks, welcome back. As you can see, we've got fans re-entering the stands here. If you're just tuning in, you may be wondering, why isn't the game started yet? Well, here we are, 7:18 Eastern time. They had to clear the stands due to some lightning and thunder in the area. But as you can see, fans filing back into the stadium, players getting warmed up, and of course Leslie gave us the update there for the 7:30 potential start time. All right, Ron, we were right in the middle of our pregame show, and I suppose maybe we are still on our Possum pregame show. Just going to simply ask you, Ron, any thoughts on the weather delay and how that might affect these two teams getting ready to start?
Well, Chris, you know, there's a couple schools of thought there, but probably the most frequent school of thought is basically you get your team together and tell them to shut up and sit down and focus on the opponent. And, you know, I've seen it lots of times in the NFL. They call it applying the lather. And so you get up for a game like this and you're ready to play, and then you go into delay. And then it's, as a player, can you get yourself psychologically ready again? You know, this is two good coaching staffs here that have years of experience. So I have very little doubt they know how to get their squads back into that mindset.
So teams warming up here. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff here as the fans are filing back in. And you know, Ron, we've waited all summer. We've been working for months trying to get a grasp on these two teams, as well as Sullivan East, who we'll see this season on Gridiron Game Day. And you know, it's just a few more minutes until football season starts. I think we can wait, can't we?
Yep. You know, it is about that time. I told you a few moments ago, I've probably texted you more in the last 2 weeks than I have my wife, trying to get ready for this game. And, you know, it's just good to be out here. You know, rain delay or not, good to be out here tonight.
All right, both teams kind of heading to their sidelines, as you can see, preparing for the game. Ron, we've been talking about this game for a long time. Let's go over what the keys of this game are going to be for these two teams.
Well, you know, if we're talking Tennessee High, you know, we need to mention that they've had some injury issues on that line. Dixon is waiting on an MRI. You know, I don't think, you know, we know exactly what it is. It might be a knee, it might be another issue, so he's not going to be playing tonight. Lomans is available. We saw him, he's dressed, he is available, but he's not going to start tonight because he's missed most of the week of practice. And that's going to put Alex Carey in tonight into the lineup. He's on the smaller side, but boy, coach is high on him. And just a tough, no-fear kid. And Coach Holt was real clear with us. He's prepared really well considering the time frame. So we'll see tonight how well and how effective, because if this running game is going to be what it was last year, that O-line's got to spur it on. I think the other thing that we heard from Coach Holt as well was defensive discipline. Over and over again, we've heard him talk about simplicity, consistency, physicality, and discipline. I think all those things are going to get tested tonight, but discipline specifically is going to get tested because of the movement that Westridge likes to do. On the other side, we've already talked about Amix, his physical nature, how fast he is, how strong he is. Feed him the ball. Feed it to him early, feed it to him often, because if he gets going, then I think you're going to find everything else open up. Hilton's going to open up, your wide receivers are going to open up, all of it will open. And perhaps the biggest thing, because Tennessee High is so good typically at running the football and just milking the clock. You cannot fall behind early like they did last year, because if you do, Tennessee High will not give you very many possessions to mount a comeback. Try to see if you can't generate some pressure, get a turnover, get up early.
All right, we are getting ready to have our pregame festivities that were paused earlier. As we've got the presentation of colors coming, let's throw it to the field.
No, I'd actually think about it. I was just talking for such a long time.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for our national anthem?
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we're getting prepared for kickoff here. As you see, Coach Holt in his 4th year as a head coach. Excellent start to his high school career.
Wide receiver, number 10, Caleb Mabb. At wide receiver, number 5, Jackson Price. At running back, number 9, Ethan Hamick. And at quarterback, number 2,
All right, the captain's heading out to midfield here. You see some familiar faces. We talked about some of those in our pregame show. Ethan Amix, Caleb Mabb, Hayden Music, and Sam Perry for Westridge. See Honecker out there for Tennessee High.
number 77, Hayden Duke. And outside linebacker, number 0, Orlando Mack. And outside linebacker,
Number 43, Hayden Music. At inside linebacker, number 55, Nathan Arnold. At inside linebacker, number 45, Sam Perry. At quarterback, number 3, Jackson Walsh. At cornerback, number 13, Dayton Brown. At strong safety, number 9, Braylon Vance. At free safety, number 10,
Caleb.
for the 10th season of Gridiron Game Day, live here from West Ridge High School. I'm your play-by-play man, Chris Mangrum, with Ron Marvel, and we are ready to go here after a brief weather and lightning delay, kind of a rush start, but we're back at it, and Tennessee High will kick things off here to open the 2025 season. We'd like to thank you for tuning in on all the multiple outlets that you can watch us on this season. We're live on YouTube each and every week, of course on BTES Power 7 and on the BTES website as well. We thank you. It's been a long time coming, but we are ready for opening kickoff here at the Ridge. It's Tennessee High and West Ridge kicking off the 2025 season. Dexter Dishner has it lined up, and here we go. This is Mab on the return. And he's bottled up just shy of the 20. And there on the tackle, Jackson Reed. And this West Ridge offense will get things started with a player who's going to make their first varsity start here in Justice Hilton, the son of the head coach, Ron.
Yeah, we've talked about him quite a bit, too. And one of the things that Coach Hilton talked to us about was being his own son, he's had to show some patience with him in his development. We saw him in the scrimmage. Looks as though he's progressing really well and made some good decisions as they tried to run that option.
So the first snap of the ball game here. That's Amix on the dive, and he picked up a couple. You're going to see quite a bit of Amix up the middle. Ron, talk about this offense we're going to see from West Ridge tonight. Yeah, you know, strong up front. Maybe not the biggest up front, but according to Coach Hilton, you know, they know their assignment. We'll just see how well they can carry it up against that athletic front seven for Tennessee High. Some pre-snap movement right there. Second down and 8 as Hilton back under center here. This is Hilton on the keeper. He's got some room near the first down marker, and he's right there at it. We'll have to see how close this is. Hilton's got some legs. Let's hear what Coach had to say about his kid.
He's a sophomore, and so, I mean, you know, when your mom is dropping you off to practice, that's a tough deal when you're going to be the starting quarterback, but he's been around this his whole life, so I think he knows the expectations. He knows the highs are high and the lows are lows, and he's going to get too much credit and too much blame, and I think he's okay with it.
First down. It's Amix again up the middle, and Ron, we thought we'd see this already. 3 plays, 2 to Amix so far. That inside zone right there, and you know that's probably a bread and butter play for them, I'm sure. So they've practiced that a lot, blocked it up well right there. And anytime with Amix right now, you get 6 yards or so, you're going to call that a win. Second down and 4 from the 35. Back in this double tight formation for Hilton. It's Amix again, and he breaks a couple tackles for a first down. Fagan slams him down, but not before. He's gained a first down for West Ridge, and right now, up the middle with Amix is working. Yeah, you know, you've got those 2 guards, right? That guard-tackle combo right now split and sealed that right there for him, and he found the room. Amix, a big, strong player, gained 20 pounds over the offseason. Here's a pitch out wide. This is Brody Fields, and he's wrapped up right around the line to gain. Excuse me, the line of scrimmage there on the right side, setting up second down and long. That's a great tackle right there in open space. That's not an easy thing. Gotta love Fields' hair sticking out of his helmet there, Ron. They look like 2 little horns, don't they? Like a wolf, you might say. Yeah. Makes me wonder what's under the helmet. I say a head full of hair. Second down and 9. West Ridge has kept it on the ground each play so far on this opening drive. And that is kept by Hilton, a little play fake there up the middle. And I can tell you, Ron, from here, we're having a hard time, even with this high-definition monitor, telling who's keeping the ball. It looks like Hilton's doing a good job on his fakes. Yeah, good read right there as he kind of shot up off the guard's back and found enough space there to bring up, what are we, Chris? 3rd and mid. Big third down here on the first drive, and a hard count should give West Ridge a first down. Looked like Kai Allison jumped across. Yeah, it was Kai Allison.
And you know, Kai Allison's so important to this team, and when you watched him last year and his play.
5-yard penalty is enough for a first down.
Sam Mayhew leading the crew of officials here in our first game of the year. Westridge got the ball first. They've held on to it so far. And, Ron, they told us this week they really want to hold on to the football.
Yes.
And Coach Hilton told us the team that wins that rushing battle very well may win this game, and they're off to a good start.
I'd be surprised if the team that won the rushing battle would not win this game. I was going to tell you right there on Kai Allison, you live with that a little bit just because of the player that he is.
So 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs here as Westridge is across midfield. Here's Amix again, and he's bottled up by a bunch of white shirts.
That little pre-motion movement there by Fields, they sort of went in that motion. Tennessee High did for a couple of plays, but they're not biting on that right now anymore.
You see met right away by Jackson Reed. Couple yards for Amix. Second and 7, Hilton back under center. Here's Amix on the left side this time, and once again, right around the line to gain. I think it was Coach Holt that told us this week, Ron, that this Westridge team kind of wants to give you 3 yards and a cloud of dust, and that's what they seem to be doing right now.
They're doing that and even more, and Allison's just difficult to bring down because even after contact, he just keeps moving the legs.
So move the chains for the Wolves. Another first down. Hilton on the keeper this time. Hoenaker with contact in the backfield. But still, Ron, even almost hit right away there, he still falls forward for 3.
Yeah, and he's not the biggest guy either. I mean, just kind of that wiry kind of guy that's going to just continue to lean. Boer there, I believe, on the tackle.
It looks like they might have asked Boer to leave the field. Could be a blood situation, perhaps, or maybe even a uniform issue. We'll keep eyes on him as he heads over with the training staff. And a substitution into the ball game for Boer. Tennessee High a little confused, but they're lined up now. 2nd and 8. Pitch to Fields outside.
Good.
Cuts inside.
Good run
and
right
again,
there.
Right around the line of game with some pushing and shoving after the play.
Tell you what's so impressive about that run right there is how well he read his blocks out in front of him. I'm still trying to adjust my eyes to that hair sticking out of the helmet.
Brody Fields, a junior, the backup running back, had 26 carries a year ago and 2 touchdowns. With a team that's going to run it like this, there's going to be multiple guys that are going to carry the ball. He is shy of the first down here, so 3rd and short.
Great job there by Dayton Brown, kicking out that defender.
Hilton keeps and dives across the first down marker, and Westridge just keeps this drive alive, Ron.
And you know, we don't know the end result of this drive, but I'm going to tell you, as far as this drive is going, it's exactly how you would want to start if you're Westridge.
We came out and saw Hilton in the scrimmage against Gate City here, and you know, he had that red jersey on, and once you touched him, he was dead for the play. And Coach Hilton told us afterwards, hey, he probably would have broke a few tackles had it not been in that situation. And we're seeing the toughness from the sophomore making his first start. 1st and 10. Keeper, ball on the ground. It's picked up by Tennessee High's Cooper Boer down the far sideline, and Tennessee High has got the lead.
You know, very alert right there by Tennessee High. Pops Hilton, ball comes out. Boy, if you are Westridge, and I'm going to be interested when they get the ball back how they respond to this. But such a good drive to open the game, and it results in that.
Just a back-breaking play, Ron, as you mentioned. Watch this. We haven't seen the pitch out much. But great job by Reed on the hit on the quarterback, which forced that pitch out a little wobbly. And the senior, Cooper Boer, did the rest. What a start to the season and the game here.
And just as a reminder, we just saw Cooper Boer go off of the field. He sneaked back on and comes up with that play.
Extra point is up and good, and the Vikings lead the Wolves here 7-0. 5:35 left in the first quarter. Vikings strike first on a fumble return for a touchdown.
For 85 years, United Southeast Federal Credit Union has proudly served our neighbors in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. We're more than a financial institution, we're part of the community. With 6 convenient branches and a team dedicated to your financial well-being, we're here to help you grow, save, and thrive. On the go, our mobile app and online banking make managing your money easy. United Southeast Federal Credit Union, helping our members live better lives.
All right, welcome back to Westridge. An early big play, Ron. And Westridge had the ball moving there, but they put it on the ground. And Coach Hilton mentioned the turnovers, and already it's +1 for the Vikings.
So what I would do right now if I'm Coach Hilton, I bring my guys over and say, hey, guys, we didn't think it was going to be a shutout. You know, they took advantage of an opportunity. Let's get it back right here.
Tennessee High ready to kick this off after a big defensive play. We've talked about all offseason, Ron, the defense for this Tennessee High squad that only gave up 20 points in a game 3 times last year. Known for their elite defense, we saw that Westridge moved the ball quite well there on that first drive. So the response of a sophomore quarterback coming out will be big here with Justice Hilton. His father, Coach Hilton, for Westridge, has talked about his ability to let it go and play the next play.
And boy, Chris, a good return right here would get you a little bit of momentum back.
Price across the 30, outside, and finally tackled on the Tennessee High sideline.
And we just talked about it. Good return, sets them up around the 36. Certainly better starting from your 20-25. So let's see how they respond here after that turnover.
How about Price jumping in front of Mapp there? He said, give me a shot. Jackson, a junior, had a touchdown in the scrimmage against Gate City.
Good block right there by Orlando Mack. If you saw him sticking with his block all the way through, provided a few more yards right there on the kickoff.
So Westridge starts their second drive of the game on the 38-yard line. Tennessee High offense has not touched it yet. Hilton hands off to Amix, and there he goes. The bowling ball bounces up to the 45-yard line, leaves him just a few yards shy of the first down. And if you're going to pick up 5 to 7 yards with Amix, you're going to take that all day.
Like what Mack did right there, you know, go back to his name once again. He goes out and he finds that linebacker. He chips on him enough to create that lane.
Coach Hilton watching his Westridge offense here in their first game of the season. It's Amix again. He's still bouncing off Vikings and keeps the legs moving for a first down into Vikings territory.
You know, we've been on the air for, what, about 10 minutes now? 8 minutes? How much have we talked about Amix already? I mean, you have to admire just his drive. Bounces off the first defender, keeps everything moving, and that's so important for a tailback like him. You take the contact, you keep the legs moving, and you keep that drive and pick up 2 to 3 yards. So it makes it a first down right here because of his consistency.
1st and 10. Hilton looks to throw for the first time, does so. It's Orlando Mack, complete across the 30. The Wolves can go to the air, Ron, but it looks like there might be a flag in the backfield.
Let's see what this flag is right here. Well-designed play right there. Mack goes up, high points the ball.
So roughing the passer on Justice Hilton. How about the first completion of the career of Justice Hilton in his sophomore season? Put that ball right on the money to one of the best athletes on the team.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So that's added on to the end of the play, Ron. So Westridge is moving the ball well
Yep, they
against
sure
this
are.
Viking defense.
And kudos to Hilton, Chris, because he had the turnover. Doesn't seem to phase him. Come right back out. He's just a sophomore. You know, lots of times for sophomore, it'd be easy to just hang your head right there and take a little while to get back. But he looks like he's shaking it off that quick. So they're going to march this ball all the way down to the 12-yard line. Hey, I know it's early, Chris, but boy, if you're Westridge on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want some points right here?
Well, you want to tie this bad boy up quickly. In that same formation, 1st and 10. Hilton pitches to Fields. And inside the 10, several Vikings in there. Harkle Road, Fagans, like Cooper Boer in on the tackle.
Thornton out there leading the block, kind of set that edge for that run.
See Mack there. Look at him.
Mack, yep.
Blocking 2 guys with his arms out.
And you know, Chris, I was just so high on him to start the season. He just looks like a collegiate player.
And a timeout called here. Look at this. We had Orlando Mack and Ethan Amix in what looked like a wildcat there. And Tennessee High says, we need to talk about this. That's a wrinkle. You talked about the wrinkles, Ron, early in the pregame show. And there's our first one we've seen.
Yep. You know, it's the first game of the season. You have to anticipate you're going to see things just differently. And you know, I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but for Coach Hilton, they had that scrimmage. They couldn't really perceive numbers on Tennessee High for that scrimmage. So, you know, he's still sort of feeling out who's who on this Tennessee High Vikings defense.
All right, let's check out the Burke Powers and Hardy Student of the Week. We'll hear more about that a little bit later, but thank you to Burke Powers and Hardy for sponsoring Gridiron Game Day again this season here on BTES Power 7. Give them a call, 423-764-2112. We'll have that Student of the Week up at halftime for you.
Oh, Chris, look at Mab shift from the boundary side to the wide side. Now, do they throw the fade to him out if this is single coverage?
2nd and medium. It is Hilton under center. Amix hit right away by Honaker. Nice job by Khalil Honaker to take Amix down, and I think that's the first time we've seen Amix been hit in the backfield.
Well, it's the first time that we sort of saw multiple members of that offensive line push back a little bit.
It feels like a lot of these 3rd downs have been short and manageable. Not that they can't get this on 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 7 or so, but this will be a challenge here.
Do you put the ball up in the air?
We'll find out. Hilton, handoff Amix, bobbled snap, bouncing off of Vikings and gets a few yards, but this sets up an interesting play here, Ron, of about 4th and 5. And field goal's coming on, looks like.
This would be Burris, if I remember from my notes correctly enough, and Coach Hilton felt fairly high on this kid. And, you know, we talked about this earlier in the season. Sometimes it's okay to kick a field goal and just go play some defense.
All right, they're not going to kick it. Here comes that Wildcat formation with Amix and Orlando Mack. 4th and 5. Amix, direct snap, hit. Near the marker, I'm not sure he got it.
He's going to be short, Chris. I think he's going to be about 2 yards short. If I'm reading the officials, left leg, which is typically the spot. Yep.
And they hold on 4th down. Westridge goes for it, and the Viking defense bucks up in the red zone. Tough to stop Amix with Mack out in front. You saw music go flying there, but the Viking defense holds. They've got the ball at their own 4.
I'd be curious how many yards this Westridge offense has picked up in this short amount of time. Over 100, I would assume.
And no points.
And no points.
So this is the first time we've seen the Tennessee High offense in the game as Jack Richardson, you see him jog onto the field. Richardson in his senior season did play a little bit for the Vikings a year ago, but now likely to be the starting quarterback, and he should play quite a bit this year. Fagan's the back. They hand it to him. And a big collision around the 5 as Fagans picks up a couple.
They're going to put 8 or 9 in that box and force Tennessee High to do something different.
Jack Richardson. Again, this Tennessee High team does not throw it a lot. I think we said, what, they were 80-20 in terms of running the ball versus throwing. But as you mentioned earlier, Jack Richardson, we've seen him be able to throw, especially on the run.
Yep. And you kind of remember the response that Coach Holt gave me when I talked about that balance. He doesn't care how much. It's whatever's going to win the game.
2nd and 8. Richardson runs himself. Looked like maybe a botched play, and Hayden Music picks up the tackle for loss for the Wolves, and that is a common sight for Westridge fans.
And that is exactly, you called it, that was a botched snap right there. I can't quite tell if it just stuck and he couldn't quite get in his gut or didn't feel comfortable releasing it. And sometimes quarterbacks just do that. They don't feel the snap is good, they'll just keep. But this is 3rd down and 9 right here, and you're backed up in the shadow of your own end zone.
3rd down and 9. We've seen 2 runs. Would Tennessee High throw it here this close to their own goal line? Richardson rolls the pocket left. In his own end zone, looks downfield. It is caught for a first down on the far sideline, and that is his top target, Baron Harkleroad, who moves the chains.
I'm going to tell you what, that was a great pass. That window was tiny. And kudos right there to the coaching staff for Tennessee High for taking that aggressive approach when you're backed up like that.
All right, here's what Coach Holt had to say about Jack Richardson.
He's got a lot of game experience under his belt, and the reason we do what we do is to be in the situation we're in now with Jack. He's got a lot of reps from last year. He's worked his tail off all summer, just like they both have, to kind of be in this spot. You know, he started last year for us against Greenville. He's done a great job.
All right, so as we were hearing from Coach Holt there, they've thrown a flag, and I believe Harkleroad must have stepped out of bounds and come back in to make the catch.
That's the play that that's the call that I heard right there as well, Chris, and that's a tough break. So we'll see now. My anticipation is they run the football here.
3rd and 11, ball at the 3.
Maybe some bootleg here from Richardson, just see if anything pops up. If not, a keeper.
We know they like to run the ball or roll the pocket. Cooper Boer the back. Hand off Boer. Across the 5, LaRon Smith grabs on and throws him backwards. And Westridge has a stop on defense on Tennessee High's first offensive possession.
Yep, very smart right there. Shift back a little bit, let your linebackers come up and make a play. He gets a few yards, it doesn't matter to get ready to punt the football. LaRon Smith right there wraps up and just wrestles them down to the ground.
I'll tell you here, Ron, early in the season, first game, your punter, which is your quarterback, Jack Richardson, stands in his own end zone. We'll see if they can execute this punt play, but first, we've got a stoppage and I believe a timeout here. Oh, that's it. That's the first quarter. So time runs out here in the first quarter. And we've got an interview for you down on the sidelines. Leslie?
I'm here with Emily Hammis, who is one of the 2 head coaches for the Alpha Dance team as well as the cheerleaders. So let's talk about, this is the first year that they're really combined into one. Let's talk about that and how that happened and really seeing them together.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is very different, but it's really exciting. It was kind of unexpected, but we definitely feel like it all worked out the way it was supposed to. So Laura Roller and I are coaching together both the Alphas dance team and the Westridge cheerleaders, and then we have Haley Bell who's helping us with junior varsity cheer. But we have been together, we run practices simultaneously, so we spend a lot of time together, though we really focus on doing each thing really well in its own and then having some combination things.
That's amazing. And you all spent some time together this summer, and you also really worked to prepare for the season. Let's talk about that.
So we started Alphas back in April, right after tryouts. So we've been going for a long time. With cheer, there's a little bit of a break in between while we figured out coaching, but they've been going since the end of May. So we've been practicing nearly every single day 4 hours a day throughout the whole summer. We had dead weeks off, and then we did take both teams to camp. So the Alphas went to camp at Tennessee Tech. They did great. They got a bid to nationals. They got a superior rating. We got some All-Americans. At cheer, we did a home camp this year just because we had less time to get signed up for an away one, but they still performed really, really well. They bonded, and we also got some All-Americans and a superior rating out of them.
That's amazing. And you all are going to be competing upcoming.
Sure are. So we are competing in a new division called the Spirit Program Division. So we will be combined, and that's what you would see during our pregame performance here at our home games. So we're really super excited about that. We're going to be competing at both state and regionals, and that will be coming up in November and December. And then the Alphas are going to be doing a separate dance competition as well.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you on the sidelines. Thank you.
As you can see there on the punt, it did not go very far as it is marked at the 21-yard line. So a chance here for Westridge to get on the board, Ron, with excellent field position.
Yeah, different verse, same song, huh? I mean, you got to finish this drive off. I mean, you just can't. Got to. You've been on this side of the football field 3 times now.
Hilton under center. Pitch. Here's Fields. And stopped up. What a nice play there. It looked like Honaker got the foot of Fields and held on to keep that from being a much larger game.
Just well played right there. Just stretch that out, stretch it out, and stretch it out till you get to the boundary.
Take another look at it here. Honaker, a really solid player for Tennessee High. He's got that number 2 on. He switched jersey numbers this year from 12 to 2. He said he really likes Chase Young, and he likes to model his game after him. Hilton to Amix. And boy, he is a load. I mean, it doesn't even look like he's getting a lot of yards, but he's up close to the first down marker again.
When you look at him, it's quick. I mean, you got that first step and then he's just gone. A lot of tailbacks often need a step or 2 before they sort of reach that upper speed, but he doesn't need but a step or 2. And once he gets going downhill, Chris, he's just a lot to bring down.
3rd and short. I would think Westridge might have a couple plays here to pick this up. Amix stopped at the line of scrimmage. Like Fagans was in there. Ryan Samora also for the Vikings, keeping that to no gain, looked like. Heck of a job there by Samora.
Yeah. It just all sort of got murky up front right there and just wasn't anywhere to go.
Here we go, 4th down again. We saw Westridge go for it on the other end of the field. They were stopped short. This time they're going to stick with their traditional set with Hilton under center and Amix in the backfield needing 2 yards. The Viking defense trying to stand up in the red zone again. Hilton cuts it up, hit right away. I think he's got it, Ron. What an effort by the sophomore quarterback.
Fegans popped him, picked him up, and drove him back, but not before he got the first down.
What toughness from Justice Hilton right here. He knew he had to keep it himself, and taking on 44 is not something that many people would want to do.
And you know, I know they have him in the book as 165 pounds. I doubt he's 165 pounds.
1st and goal.
Boy, that just
pitch
looked
out
broken.
left. And Brown hit the backfield.
Chris, that just didn't look good. It just looked like it just sort of fell apart at the snap.
That's exactly what you want if you're Tennessee High here. Getting a negative play on 1st and goal from the 9.
I've heard it, you've heard it, how important it is to get Mav involved in this offense. I'm not sure we've seen that yet.
He hasn't touched it. 2nd and goal. Man in motion. Here's Hilton. A pitch. There is a flag down. Amix delivers a blow, and a great tackle by Riley Price to force a loss, and we'll see what this flag is. There was a man in motion, and anytime you see that flag drop with a man in motion, you wonder.
I'm right with you there, Chris. I think this is going to be against the Wolves.
Big time collision there as Price and Amix met right at the point of attack.
That's one thing you say about.
And hold on, Ron. We are heading to the locker rooms here as we just had some lightning in the area and a big bolt of thunder, not bolt of thunder, but clap of thunder, I should say. So we are under delay once again. Tennessee High leads 7-0. The big score, the only score so far, Cooper Boer with a scoop and score. We started this game off at 7 o'clock. We were ready to kick things off, but we had lightning in the area, storms in the area, and we actually didn't start on time. We've played just over a quarter here at Westridge, but once again, we are under delay. I saw the flash, a lightning rod there for just a moment, and I kind of looked to the side and thought, are we going to do this again? But wondered, maybe that was a flash of a camera. That was maybe a hopeful thought.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking at the radar. I don't claim to be a meteorologist. I certainly didn't go to school for that. We'll see how it looks like it, as it's done, it just looks like it's staying to the north, but we'll just see how this works out. But you can't be too safe when it comes to kids. You know, you've got to get them in.
Yeah, safety's certainly the priority. And they're going to ask all the fans to exit the stadium for the second time. And as we said, coming in, you can see kind of what the sky is looking like here in Blountville. But you know, we certainly said, you know, when we had the delay that football season could wait there for a few minutes. Well, we'll just have to wait a little longer.
Well, you know, if we're looking at this game right now, what we've seen is Westridge's ability to move the football up and down the field, but the inability to finish off drives. You're just going to have to punch it in the end zone, Chris. I mean, you just cannot continue to do this if you're Westridge.
Yeah, so early thoughts. We've seen this Westridge team run the ball pretty effectively on a Viking defense that we believe is pretty stout. We know that Westridge is big up front. Amix has been excellent so far. The Vikings have only snapped the ball, I believe, 3 times. There was a penalty on one of the plays, but here they lead this game 7-0 off that big turnover on that scoop and score. And now we wait.
Yep. You know, Chris, one of the things that when we talked to Coach Holt this week, he kept talking about keys. The defense needs to read its keys. It needs to understand its key. The biggest key. Here comes the rain, Chris.
All right, we do have some rain in the area as well, as you can see, starting to pick up on our camera feed there. We're going to take a break. We're not sure how long we'll be under delay, but keep it here, folks. We've got some further programming for you, and the hope is we'll take this and we'll get ready to come back and play a little bit longer here tonight. Vikings leading 7-0 here in the second quarter over Westridge, second weather delay of the night.
You may know BTES's employees from here and here, but we are also here and there and also over there. We are your neighbors, your friends, your community, and your trusted resource for energy and connectivity. We are BTES.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
The BTES Water Heater Maintenance Program is free. Join the more than 17,000 customers who participate in the program, and BTES will install a free load management device on your water heater. In exchange, participants receive free maintenance service calls. If you need a new water heater, you will receive free delivery and installation of the water heater and free emergency service calls, and your participation helps keep your electric rates low. Ready to sign up? Visit btes.net.
Hi, I'm Chris with BTES, and this is The Essentials. If you're considering making some home improvements to your home to make it more energy efficient, our Energy Savings Loan Program may be a good option for you. For qualified participants, BTES provides financing for inspected electric heat pumps, attic and floor insulation, insulated replacement windows, insulated doors and garage doors, electric service upgrades, and more. The Energy Savings Loan Program offers easy terms so you can improve your home and lower your energy bill. Learn more at bts.net/ESLP.
May I have your attention, please? American Eagle would like to announce the arrival of Flight 3136 non-stop
All right, we're resuming play. At the end of the last play, we had a sideline warning on Tennessee High. That's the first warning of the game. 3rd and goal.
All right, welcome back. As you can see, it is still pouring down rain right now, but the game is underway. It is 3rd down for Westridge. Hilton keeps it running left, and there is a stoppage before the play.
Prior to the snap, false start.
And a false start
5 yards.
held
Third
by
down.
Westridge here. So that backs them up. And again, apologies, folks. We are doing the best we can because it is dumping the rain right now. And in fact, we are outside, believe it or not. We are under a tent here at Westridge. So
our first broadcast, Chris. We'll remember this one.
This is going to be a memory right here. All right. It is still 3rd down.
Very long.
Ball is at the 18-yard line. It's 3rd and goal. Hilton runs it left. Cuts it back to the 5.
Into the end zone.
Justice Hilton. How about a 3rd and 18 touchdown run to make this a 7-6 ball game?
I'd like to see the replay on that, how that opened up, Chris. Boy, 3rd and 18, and you score a touchdown. That's something that would be on a list of things I would not expect to see from Tennessee High. And just some broken tackles there, Chris.
I'll tell you what, Westridge is fired up as now extra point coming on here for Samuel Burris. And it's through. We are tied at 7, and how do you not, Ron? I mean, you can tell on your screens at home just how hard it is raining. A lot of the folks in the stands have not returned to the field because it's raining so hard. Just watch the water bounce off the track there. You see how wet Coach Hilton is. This is going to be an old school rock fight where we just run the ball at each other all night long.
And Chris, I'm going to do something unusual here. I don't do it because kickers don't get enough love. Let me tell you what Burris just did in getting that all-important extra point was not easy. Wasn't easy for the holder, wasn't easy for him, but he punches it through and he ties this ball game up.
So just like that, we are tied at 7, and it feels like maybe coming out of that weather delay, Westridge wanted to lay the hammer, and that's exactly what they did to tie this game up. I'd be really curious. I know, Ron, at some point tonight, we'll get into some of the other scores in the area, and I'm not sure if these other games are getting affected quite like we are. But, yes, it is dumping the rain here at Westridge right now. But, hey, we got football back.
Yep. And isn't that the great thing about football? Seriously, you can play in this weather. Baseball, we'd all be going to the house.
Hey, this kind of looks like Bristol Motor Speedway from a couple weeks ago, doesn't it? But we're going to keep playing.
Yep, unlike me, you actually went back on Sunday.
Kickoff down the field. And this is caught around the 5. That's Riley Price.
Oh, gosh.
To the 20. And tackled at the 21-yard line. I'll tell you, with the rain coming down here, Ron, it's it might be hard to see the team wearing white uniforms.
And I'm going to tell you, if you didn't see it on video right there,
yes,
Ethan Amick just came down there and put the wood to somebody.
Barron Harkle Road.
Yep.
All right, now, Tennessee High has not had many plays in this game. This is only their second offensive possession. And here we are in the second quarter, yet they lead 7-7 on a tied 7-7. That touchdown coming off a scoop and score by Cooper Boer. Handoff Fagans, and he's met right away by Hayden Music and Orlando Mack.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you cannot perceive it and you don't know the game of football, this is a fired-up Westridge group right now. They're starting to feel it a little bit. And the reality of it is, if we had a yardage stat right now, it would be overwhelmingly in favor of the Wolves.
Referee is having a little conversation here. You know what's interesting is Fagans picks up 2 there to make it 2nd and 8. But these are 2 teams that you would think love this kind of game.
Yep.
2 physical teams that love to run the ball. Here's Richardson under center. How about a little adversity here in the first game of the year?
How about a lot of adversity in the first game of the year?
Richardson handoff. Fagans tries to fight his way across the 25 and does. He's to the 26.
He's another one that's just tough to bring down, Chris.
3rd down and 5. See if you can pick out a tackler there amongst the bodies.
We'll give credit to who was at the bottom of that pile,
yeah,
Chris.
Whoever that was. I think it might have been Mack. It's 3rd down and 5. Richardson, little pitch to Harkle Road. He's across the 30, 1st down and more.
It's a big 1st down right there.
First down of the day for the Vikings.
Chris, he had one man to beat right there. He gets around the edge and picks up that needed yardage for a 1st down. We'll go back to this replay.
And that snap there, you saw to Richardson, every snap, it seemed like when Richardson was under center, he was kind of double clutching to make sure he had the ball. The center is under a lot of pressure in a game like this. At least as long as this rain's going to go. 1st down. Fagans loses the football. It's still on the ground. It's a wet pig. Who's got it? Westridge football.
If we go back that instant replay, I'm pretty sure that was Laron Smith who oh yeah, I'm pretty sure now for sure that it was Laron Smith who punched that ball out.
Imagine trying to hold on to the football in this weather. I'm not sure who knocked it out. Sam Perry was kind of in the area there, but watch how long it takes to pick up this football.
It wasn't Laron Smith recovered it. Well, he wasn't the one who punched it out.
The momentum of this game completely lies with the team in blue right now.
Yep.
And they've got a chance to take their first lead in the game. 1st and 10 at the Tennessee High 32. Amix dives forward for 5 more.
Great run right there on that dive.
You can see the shine on the football with just how wet it is out there right now.
Chris, that was if I was a betting man, I would say that was an isolation play, and that was Arnold out there picking up that block to set that for Amix.
Hilton under center, keeps it and runs forward. How about Justice Hilton? He just seems to be finding a little seam there, Ron, and picking up some much needed yards.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes when you're on the smaller side like that, sometimes for the defenders, it's hard to pick him up.
We thank you guys for tuning in here. As you saw the United Southeast Federal Credit Union replay there. But thanks for tuning in wherever you're tuning in from. I would imagine we might have some folks in their cars tuning in right now that have decided they do not want to sit in this weather. 1st down. Quick handoff, Amix, and boy, that pile just keeps moving forward.
I'm going to tell you, Chris, they don't get enough love. This offensive line right now is, for the Wolves, is the more physical of the two right now. Look at how they push and push. Number 50, Tatum right there, just leading the charge.
Westridge thinking about taking the lead here. Tennessee High looking for answers ever since we came back from this most recent weather delay. 2nd and 7. Mack to the 10. And it's another 1st down.
Chris, are you a little bit surprised tonight by just how well the Wolves are moving the football?
Right now, they're pushing Tennessee High out of the way. It's as simple as that. Last year, this Westridge team was very young. They've got a lot back up front on the offensive line. We know they like to run the football, and it is working tonight.
It's a time for a defender to stand up and just make a hard hit on somebody for Tennessee High.
1st and goal from the 10. Amix, you're not stopping that. Ethan Amix, a 10-yard touchdown run, and Westridge has the lead.
You know, in this weather, Chris, you preach points of contact, and when you saw the run and he had a defender close to him, he went to 4 points. Just good, smart football there by the senior.
He gets the ball so quick.
Did you see the other hand come up in anticipation of the defender?
And something I just noticed, Ron, is, you know, Isaac McGee, we said he's the backup quarterback. We didn't necessarily expect him to play tonight, but he's out there holding on these extra points in the rain. And it's good. Westridge, what a response coming out of the most recent weather delay, the second one we've had. And it's 14-7. We'll take a timeout and be right back for the final few minutes here in the second quarter.
For 85 years, United Southeast Federal Credit Union has proudly served our neighbors in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. We're more than a financial institution, we're part of the community. With 6 convenient branches and a team dedicated to your financial well-being, we're here to help you grow, save, and thrive. On the go, our mobile app and online banking make managing your money easy. United Southeast Federal Credit Union, helping our members live better lives.
Welcome back. A 5-play, 32-yard drive for Westridge to take the lead. Ethan Amix, a 10-yard touchdown run. And Westridge is feeling it right now. Quite the response. It'll be interesting to see how Tennessee High responds. Ron, Coach Holt, we know he's a fiery guy, and I know he likes to challenge his team. And I'm sure he's doing it over there on that sideline, albeit in this weather.
And Chris, they have 3 minutes and a half. They have all their timeouts. There's no reason for Tennessee High to be in any sense of hurry right here.
This is Price at the 8. And great tackle. Several blue shirts in the area led by Jackson Price. And Westridge, Ron, it feels like every play they are just fired up with the way they're playing right now.
It's to me right now how Westridge is playing. They just seem to be the quicker team right now. We talked about a sense of urgency. It seems to be on the Wolves' side.
As a reminder, Westridge has never lost a opening game in the school's history. This is year 5. They're 4-0 in season opening games. They're trying to make this 5-0 in that opening contest. As we see some motion here from the Vikings looking for an answer. Over the head of Richardson. And he dives on it and slides into the end zone. Luckily for forward progress, it's back at the 2. But the weather continues to play a role in this game.
Now the offense for Tennessee High has to change, right? It's wet. You're backed up. You have to protect the football here. You know, it's going to be real interesting, Chris. How aggressive do you get? Guys, I wish you were with me. My play-by-play guy is just pushing the water off the 10 over here, man.
I'll just do what I've got to do. Second and very long from just outside the goal line. Fumble, and Richardson has to go down on it. I think he stayed at the 1.
Yep. Chris, I think it's going to be inside the 1. We'll see where this spot is. Now, I will tell you, I don't know if they have the equivalent. When I coached, we had a play called jailbreak. To me, this is jailbreak time. You just send every defender in the house.
If you're Tennessee High right now, it's almost like let's just get to halftime and survive, and hopefully it stops raining.
Here comes the blitz.
Why wouldn't you? Snap to Richardson. He loses the snap again. Did he get out of the end zone this time?
Waiting for that call.
Watch this near official.
I think it's going to be spotted at about the 6-inch line.
Down.
Look how close this ball is, Chris.
Ron, I'm going to ask a crazy question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take a safety here? I mean, you're going to snap and try to punt it.
Yeah, in this weather, maybe. I don't know. That's a tough call.
Because you got to get a great punt off. Look how close that ball is to the goal line. They're about to get a punt return here. It's Price who's standing at the Viking 40-yard line. Let's see how this goes. Richardson, a low bouncer, and luckily for him, he got it low and bounced it away from Price a bit.
I'm going to tell you, all things considered, that's about as good as you could expect for Tennessee High right there.
I guess with the clock at 1:25, you go ahead and punt it. Taking the safety seems like a crazy thing to say, to be honest with you, Ron. But the last 3 snaps we saw from Tennessee High were all fumbled. 1 over the head of Richardson and 2 mishandled under center.
And Chris, what was the one thing that Coach Holt told us on Ryan Samora? We have got to have good snaps.
So Westridge starts this drive again in great field position at the Viking 32, but now the clock is against them. Amix across the 30, and boy, Ron, I don't know. The result of this drive feels massive here right before the half. Can Tennessee High keep Westridge out of the end zone or off the scoreboard and try to regroup at halftime? This could be a game-defining drive here.
Once again, keep in mind, the Wolves have all 3 timeouts. There's no sense to get in a big hurry right here.
Second down. Hilton looks to throw. He slips, somehow stays up, and he's run down by several Vikings just inside the 25. And a quick timeout here from Coach Hilton, but we've seen bad snaps. We've seen a wet football. And now watch the footing here of Hilton. Whoa.
And kudos to the sophomore right there for not trying to tug it back in and throw the ball down the field. He does a smart thing, collects himself, and he moves the ball down the field. And now, because of that, by the way, you have 3rd and short.
Yeah, you're looking at the difference in 3rd and longer than 10, and now a very manageable 3rd and 2. The clock sits at 43 seconds. All right, new segment this year on the 10th year of Gridiron Game Day. We'll have the Eddie's Trophies Player of the Game. Be sure to stick with us throughout the contest. We'll have that Player of the Game for you later on tonight.
Chris, everything around us is just starting to get wet. Our rosters, the TV, the monitor, everything's just starting to soak it up a little bit.
A little adversity for us maybe, but not on the same levels as for these players who are, we had a lot of rain over the summer, Ron, but I don't know how often these guys practiced in the rain.
Well, you try to do some simulation. Lots of times what it is you get yourself a bucket and you get the football damp.
3rd and 2. Tried the hard count there to get a free first. And in motion, it's Amix. He's got the first down inside the 20. Now that stops the clock as the chains move here, but managing these few seconds is going to be crucial. We're down to 30 seconds.
Just that push.
Quickly on the ball here.
Tatum out there leading that charge.
Hilton under pressure and a big sack by Preston Fagans. And that causes a timeout. Great timeout there. Great sack by Fagans. He went right up the middle.
Yep. And when you're in need of a big play by a defensive player, who's the one kid your mind would go to before anyone else for Tennessee High?
And unblocked there. Was not touched. A free run at Hilton. And that is a massive play as that ball's out near the 30 now. And we're talking field goals, okay? 17 seconds left. The field goal kicker is Samuel Burris. He is 2 for 2 in extra points here in the ball game. But this is his first year playing football, and we've already seen how the weather has affected play a little bit. So 17 seconds left here. Let's take a look at what we've got next week. Over to Bluff City as Sullivan East will take on Chucky Doak. We'll have pregame at 6:30. And Ron, we've heard that Sullivan East is up on Johnson County the last time we heard.
Need to jump back on Coach T and just see exactly what that score is. But boy, what a way to start if that was the hold. What a way to start for those Patriots.
That's a team that went 1-9 last year. And Johnson County laid it on them early in that first game a year ago. So quite the turnaround. Here we go. 17 seconds. Hilton on the edge. Pitches to Fields. Inside the 20. Ball's out, but it's out of bounds. And the clock stops with 9 seconds to go.
Fortunate there for the Wolves. Chris, go back to this play. I want to see something real quick. Because Fields here put it on the boundary side. He does put it on the boundary side. Always a smart player for a runner to know your circumstances and put it on that line.
Big hit there on the edge by Kai Allison, forced that out of bounds. But how about the play call to move it towards the out of bounds line where you can step out? So Westridge is going to run a play here. 9 seconds. Ball's on the ground. Let's see who's got it.
Indication is Tennessee High. No indication from the ref yet. I think I just saw.
It looks like Tennessee High's got it.
Yep. And once again, it looks like Fegan's.
That Tennessee High gets the fumble recovery officially there, but that ends the first half. So my goodness, what an ending, what a start, what an ending. We've seen both teams run the football well, but this weather has affected this game in a massive way for both teams. We've seen fumbles on both sides, bad snaps. Wow.
Yep. And it's going to continue, Chris. It's not going to change. Ball security is going to be an issue in the second half. Even if it was to stop raining right now, which we see no indication of that, ball security is going to be maybe what indicates who wins this game tonight.
We're heading to a short halftime here with the Wolves leading by 7.
Hi, I'm Chris with BTES, and this is The Essentials. If you're considering making some home improvements to your home to make it more energy efficient, our Energy Savings Loan Program may be a good option for you. For qualified participants, BTES provides financing for inspected electric heat pumps, attic and floor insulation, insulated replacement windows, insulated doors and garage doors, electric service upgrades, and more. The Energy Savings Loan Program offers easy terms so you can improve your home and lower your energy bill. Learn more at bts.net/ESLP.
In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where the spirit of community runs deep, Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services has been a cornerstone in our area for almost 80 years. Founded in 1945, BTES began with a simple mission: to bring reliable electricity to every home and business in Bristol. Through decades of dedication, innovation, and unwavering service, we've powered dreams and brightened lives. Today, we stand as a testament of progress, offering state-of-the-art services while honoring our rich legacy. Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, our community's trusted resource for energy and connectivity. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Welcome back to a rainy Westridge. We are at halftime. A couple delays so far. We had one before we ever started, then had one that stopped play. We came back out, and all kinds of rain has caused all kinds of issues for these two teams. So Westridge with the lead by a touchdown here at the half. And earlier this week, Leslie got a chance to chat with our Burke Powers and Hardy Student of the Week.
I'm here with Flynn Botcher, who is our Burke Powers and Hardy Student of the Week. Flynn, let's talk about everything you're involved in here at Westridge.
Yeah, so I'm the student body president. I'm a student ambassador. Those are probably my big two. But I'm involved in Pep Club, HOSA. I'm a first priority student leader. There's a whole list of stuff I do here.
So you're the student body president. What does that mean? What do you do in that role?
Yeah, so I work alongside the senior class president. We do the morning announcements every morning. We plan a bunch of projects. We plan service projects for student government, and we're planning rock painting, the big rock outside the school.
So a lot of fun activities for the students is really kind of where that planning leads. You're also involved in cross country, correct?
Yes, I am.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I've been running since I was in 7th grade, and we have a great group of people here. Our Coach Greg and Coach Rasnick, they're amazing.
And this is your senior year. What are you most looking forward to? We're just starting, first game of the season. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Yeah, so especially this fall season, I'm so excited for Friday Night Lights to be back. Those are some of the best memories I have from high school, are sitting in the stadium out there screaming my heart out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So what are your plans after high school?
So I want to major in biology and then hopefully go to med school after I graduate and become a pediatrician.
All right. Well, congratulations on being named this week's Burke Powers and Hardy Student of the Week.
All right, as you can see, our crew there trying to stay dry, but nearly an impossible task on this rainy night here in Blountville at Westridge High School. 14-7 our score. Wolves lead Tennessee High. They've rattled off 14 straight points. How about a little fun moment here at halftime? We know all about the guys up front for football, offensive linemen, defensive linemen. Well, how about BTES linemen? Let's take a look here. Ethan Iacino, a senior. Big guy. We've seen him play extremely well. How about a little comparison here? Mr. Tony Webb, a Sullivan Central grad. Now, of course, Sullivan Central, Sullivan South, Sullivan North, combining to make Westridge. So a nice little shout out for one of our BTES linemen. We hope to do that a little more this year. All right, the rain keeps on coming. Here, a shortened halftime. Only a 10-minute halftime from what we understand, because we've had all the delays already. So stay with us. Second half coming up right after this. Wolves up by 7.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
The places we call work and home are starting to look more and more alike. When you could live and work anywhere, why not make it somewhere extraordinary? Where the air is fresher, your paycheck goes further, and at up to 10 gigabits per second, the internet is some of the fastest in the country. Whether you need to be connected or get reconnected, Bristol is ready. Start your next chapter at bristolisready.com.
Welcome back to Blountville. Let's take a look here. Excuse me, you're looking at downtown Bristol and what looks to be a quite soaky night. You see the water reflecting off State Street downtown, and we've got a little bit of that going on here as you see the players back onto the field. And remember, this is a shortened halftime period because we've already had that lightning delay, only 10 minutes. Ron, coming into this, you see both teams heading back out to the field. What's your message if you're Coach Holt right now with how things ended in that first half to your team?
I've got to be honest with you, I'm not real happy because the one advantage I would feel like I have over Coach Holt is I feel like you're a little bit quicker than maybe Westridge. We've not seen that. I feel like you could potentially, the way that we saw them in the scrimmage, you'd have to feel like they were a very physical team, but we've not really seen that. So I'm just asking them to step up. Most importantly, I'm also saying, hey, guys, we played pretty bad that first half. It's 14-7, right? Pick it up, get your heads up, and let's go.
The offense has not done much for Tennessee High. Of course, they're 7 points starting off the ball game. A fumble return for a touchdown by Cooper Boer. So we've seen the ball on the ground quite a bit, and that was even, Ron, I know we had the weather delay earlier, but it hadn't rained at that point.
No.
When that fumble happened, it was just a good football play, and Tennessee High went up first, but Westridge, since that moment, and really even before then, Ron, I would say has controlled the line of scrimmage. They've picked up chunks of yards at a time, and this this triple option type offense that they've gone back to. This is not what Westridge looked like a year ago. They spread the field with Trey Frazier. They threw the ball around a little bit, but Coach Holt talked about the difficulties and the discipline that was needed to go against an offense like this, and right now Westridge is doing all the right things.
Yeah, they are, you know, and I really believe Tennessee High right now is having some issues with that pre-snap motion, and they've been consistent about it. I mean, there was a point in time I thought, okay, well, they're starting to pick it up, but they're keeping the course. Kudos to Coach Hilton right here. But boy, I'm telling you what, this game is far from over, and these weather conditions, we'll just have to see. Boy, you preach ball security too at the half. I mean, you preach it and preach it and preach it. Don't put the ball on the ground, fellas.
Well, do you think has the rain lightened up at all, in your opinion?
I mean,
maybe a little
compared to the monsoon we had about 15 minutes ago, maybe. But as I said earlier, Chris, if it was to stop right now, we would be wet for the rest of the night.
And I'll tell you, this Westridge team, they are getting cheered on by a lot of folks. I mean, this Westridge student section is still pretty packed here in this weather. A lot of the Tennessee High fans across from us are either in the car or they've given it the night because of the weather. So there are certainly a lot more fans on the Westridge side, as you'd expect for a home game. Don't get me wrong, but this definitely adds to the home field advantage here on the home turf here for Westridge.
Let me tell you somebody on the sideline that's really important right now, and the coaches typically designate that person. Somebody's walking up and down the sideline with a towel in their hand, and they're consistently changing footballs in and out. You want a high trust level with that guy right now, whoever it is that you've pointed, because you want at least a dry football for a while. They've got some mix that they keep footballs in as well, but whoever that guy is, take pride in your work right now.
So to kick things off here in the third quarter, Westridge leads 14-7, and the Wolves will kick off to the Vikings. We have not seen this Viking offense look very smooth in the ball game. Just a couple of first downs, if I remember correctly, and we will see if they can get some things rolling on offense. We knew coming in, we haven't said this really yet, Ron, that Tennessee High with this two-quarterback system, Jack Richardson is pretty much led the way, and we found out earlier this week that Knox Kazee, who is that second quarterback for Tennessee High, would not be available for this game due to injury. So Richardson is the guy, even though this started as a two-quarterback system, unless, not saying that Richardson needs to come out of the game, but maybe that has affected the game plan for Tennessee High a little bit.
Well, you know, Chris, here's the thing, too, and I wish we could see the stat. I'd like to know what time of possession is right now. It is probably substantial. So, you know, we've just not seen Richardson all that much. I do have a quick score here for you real quick. At the half right now, Johnson County's moved ahead of Sullivan East 18-14, and Greenville has beat Morristown West.
Kickoff collected around the 10 by Price. And up across the 25, Sam Perry drags him down. The ball's on the ground here.
Yeah, that's going to be downed.
And Price convinced he was down. I believe the referees agree with him. But how about Westridge going after that football again? I bet I would guarantee you, Ron, that was a message sent by Coach Hilton in the locker room, is go after that football.
Yep.
So nice rake there by Perry.
Yep. There's Amos trying to pick it up. Boy, you must have to fight him, try to get him off the field.
And I wouldn't want to try to take the football away from that young man either. The senior who benches 345. All right, let's see if the Tennessee High offense can get something rolling here with Jack Richardson, Cooper Boer to his right. It is Boer across the 30. Ball's out again. It's loose. That looked like Spencer Miller had a chance to dive on it, but couldn't.
Initial reaction right there is Tennessee High got it back. We'll see.
Oh, my.
Yep.
Baron Harkleroad out of nowhere saves the day. Watch how long this ball's on the ground, and you'll see 57 there in the center of your screen. He notices it, sees it, and just over jumps it. And how? There's Harkleroad in there in the middle of it. My goodness.
And kudos right there to Arnold right there on that rake, getting that arm through and forcing that ball out.
We've seen the ball on the ground quite a bit, both teams. 4 wide here on second short. Quick screen, Price. First down and more. And he's upended around midfield.
Chris, correct me if I'm wrong here. Was that their first pass?
Well, they had one earlier that was complete that was called back on penalty.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been their first pass.
But did it seem to you that Richardson was watch him throw this ball? Kind of a lob out there. It just didn't look super confident, like it might slip out of his hands. I think, you know, not only is the wet weather playing a role, but maybe in the mind as well.
Yeah. Richardson's got a pretty good sized hand. These conditions right here just make everything difficult. Now, I will say, you look up at our lights right now, and it's more sort of a mist.
And a whistle. Timeout, I believe, Westridge, as I'm not sure they liked the formation that Tennessee High was in. But, Ron, coming out, Tennessee High getting the ball. This feels like a very important drive here to try to reestablish some momentum for the team in maroon and white. And getting in the end zone on this drive, if they're able to do so, would really play a big role here.
Yeah, it's a tone setter for sure.
All right, quick break. We'll be right back here from Westridge.
Building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching. Rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
After the timeout, Tennessee High with a first down at their own 49. This is their best drive so far. Handoff Boer. And finally wrestled down across midfield. Look at all the blue shirts that finally Boer was trying to stay up as long as he could. Caleb Mabb in on the tackle.
That was kind of backed up from the beginning. Boer had the wisdom right there to bust that out to us outside and pick up what he could.
This Tennessee High rushing offense a year ago was fantastic, led by Trent Dowdell, who had over 1,300 yards. Elijah Plumbar, a junior running back coming back. He had over 800 yards rushing last year, but he's injured. So the top two running backs from last year unavailable tonight. Of course, Plumbar will be back later in the season from what we're told, but Cooper Boer getting a lot of the action. We've seen Fagans get some carries as well. And it's Cooper Boer again here on 2nd and 8. Play fake, toss out to Music. And 3 blue shirts around the football, led by leading tackler from a year ago, Sam Perry.
Yep, and that looked like Tennessee High had something going for a moment, but Westridge closed it out very quickly.
So about 3rd down and 4. Tennessee High's got the ball on the Westridge side of the field here, which has been an oddity so far tonight outside of that long scoop and score by Cooper Boer on defense. High snap. Look out. Caught by Baron Harkleroad with room to the 30. Still on his feet. Cuts it inside. Touchdown, Vikings.
There's your answer, Chris. You get some excitement back on this Viking sideline. Let's see if we can go back to that replay.
Baron Harkleroad, excellent player for the Vikings, had a touchdown in their scrimmage against Johnson County, had an interception, and he does most of the work here on this screen.
He about loses a football if you'll watch this right here.
Ooh,
there,
wow.
Right there, yep. Keeps his concentration, makes that final cut into the end zone.
And now a chance to tie this game up here. This is Dexter Dishner on for the extra point. And it's mishandled, and they're going to blow this dead. It feels, you know, Ron, I'm not really seeing any rain anymore, but this is still a wet field. It's still a wet ball out there, and just a mishandled snap. So Westridge holds on to the lead after the botched extra point, but Tennessee High with a big score. We'll be right back.
For 85 years, United Southeast Federal Credit Union has proudly served our neighbors in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. We're more than a financial institution, we're part of the community. With 6 convenient branches and a team dedicated to your financial well-being, we're here to help you grow, save, and thrive. On the go, our mobile app and online banking make managing your money easy. United Southeast Federal Credit Union, helping our members live better lives.
Long touchdown reception by Barron Harkleroad. Makes this a 1-point game, but here's that extra point. And what'd you see, Ron?
It was just botched. And I'm going to tell you, in a game like this, that can be huge. We'll just see how this plays out the rest of the game.
Yeah, you couldn't help but see the towel hanging off the back of Richardson there, but that thing is soaked.
Yep.
That's not doing him any good right now. But as we said, it does seem that the rain has let up here. And while it is still wet, we'll see how this changes things. Hold on. Bit of an odd start there, a stop and start from Dishner. Hurrying up. And we're underway. Kickoff caught by Price. 25. 35. 45 into Tennessee High territory before he's run out of bounds. And another big return for Westridge special teams, but a flag near midfield.
Let's see who forced him out right there, Chris. Was that Dishner?
We'll take a peek. There's a dive and a miss there. And I think it was the kicker.
Yep, sure was.
But with the flag here, it's going to walk back. They spotted at the 32.
So, Chris, we've seen punch and counter punch. Now it's Westridge's turn to punch.
Yeah. Let's see if the Tennessee High defense can respond. Again, we've said just how good this Viking defense was a year ago. Most of their players back here. But right now, the Westridge offensive line has been playing extremely well in creating holes for Ethan Amix, who gets down into that 4-point stance. Hilton cuts it up, and he is barreled there by Utzman and Music, but not before he picks up another good game.
Hilton's done this several times tonight. You just look at the play and you're like, okay, he's getting ready to get stopped from a loss, but he just finds a crease and just moves through it. Yeah, once again, not much space there, but he makes the best out of a small opening.
So 2nd and 3. Hilton gives to Amix, met by Price, but look at those legs move, and how many white shirts is it going to take? Amix all the way out near the 50.
And we talked about, as we're midway through the third quarter right now, you know, we talked about it pregame, just that with a runner like Amix, your arms just start to get tired after a while because he's coming with just such a sense of urgency. Gets popped, keeps moving, keeps dragging. How many defenders there do you count, Chris?
I've lost count, Ron.
Yep.
Strong, strong running back, and he gives Westridge another first down, just shy of the 50. Hilton keeper again. And nice tackle there. Looked like Riley Price had the contact, but I think Fagans was the one who kind of forced that to bounce outside.
Yep, your linebackers right there close that off.
Watch Fagans get in here, 44 right in your screen, and just enough to force Hilton to bounce.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. That was probably an off-tackle play right there, and he just pushed it out to the sideline.
2-yard pickup for number 2. Kind of a different look here. 1 H-back to the right and spread with 3 receivers. Hilton looking for room again and bottled up. And here we go, Ron. This is that 3rd down and about 7 look here. Well, they gave him a little bit more than I thought. Hilton just kind of keeps the legs moving here. About 3rd and 5, I'd say. But still, 3rd and 5, if that's the longest third down you've been in tonight, you're feeling pretty good about it with the way they've moved the ball.
Yeah, and they've responded well on 3rd down too, Chris. So we'll see right here. Tennessee High's been solid on this series.
And Amix is bottled up. That was Riley Price from his outside linebacker spot who was able to make the first contact, and now it's 4th and about 4. You going for this, Ron? It doesn't look like Westridge is. I don't think. A lot of substitutions here. We do see Goliath Arp on the field. And we do see Orlando Mack out there. This could be that that sort of wildcat look we saw earlier with Amix and Mack in the backfield together.
We'll see
the
here.
Big package. Sam Perry in there to lead block.
Oh, wait. Back. Yeah,
okay.
Mab's back.
Okay. Now Mab, of course, this will be the first time he's touched it tonight. And he does punt it away.
Good.
Here's the bounce. What a beauty.
Yeah, great punt right there. Great punt. And now, last time they were backed up here, they had some issues with the snap. We'll see how this plays out right now.
And boy, was it dumping the rain on that drive. Luckily, that is not an obstacle here. But all things considered, Ron, this would take a 96-yard drive for the Vikings. But, well, they've marked it at the 5, looks like. But if they can get in the end zone, they're going to reclaim the lead here, or even points at all.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, and that is just how aggressive is this Tennessee High offense going to be right here.
Richardson in the gun. Handoff Harkle Road. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's going to be a safety.
That's right near the goal line. Safety is the call.
Boy, just when you felt Tennessee High had some momentum after that stop, forces the punt. And, yeah, I don't blame you, Coach. Go out there. Slap some hands. You should be excited.
Here's another look. I was curious who got the first contact there. And it's Nathan Arnold who wraps it up there in the end zone.
And, you know, Chris, I just wonder if that high snap might have just affected the timing of that play.
Is there anything more fun than a potential safety and every player's hands on the defense goes up to make the signal?
Yep, that is an exciting time for a defense right there.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you're playing bingo at home tonight and you had rain delay, lightning delay, fumble, well, just cross off safety as well in what has been a very interesting game here from Westridge. Of course, the 2 points for the Wolves, and they get the ball back. And Ron, you called it. We talked about how Tennessee High had struggled with those snaps down inside the shadow of their own goalpost, and Westridge does the job.
Yep. And now, once again, this defense is called upon of the Vikings to make a response right here. Because in all likelihood, you know how this works out, Chris, right? Your expectation will be the Wolves are going to get this ball in fairly good field position. And now you can add car horn to your bingo
car
sheet.
Horn, baby. Oh, there it goes. Somebody was on top of it. All right, so with the safety, not only is Tennessee High giving the ball back, but you've got to kick off from the 20. So here's Dishner to kick off, and how about the field position that Westridge has had in this game, Ron? And they're about to have another drive start in great field position, maybe even plus territory.
Decent kick.
Here's Mab at the 36. Nearly slips and falls and skirts out of bounds, and it looks like they will start in plus territory as he was just able to get across that 50-yard line.
Let's go back for just a second as we saw Mab return that kickoff there off the safety. Just as a reminder, if you're at home and you're a Westridge fan, it was that young man's punt that made that safety possible.
Mm-hmm. Right on it.
And don't tell me special teams are not special.
Every phase of the game has mattered in this game tonight, and Westridge with a chance to add on to their lead here. Hilton Hands to Amix. Lots of room. See ya.
And Chris, the C's parted. You'll go back to that play. That was just a wide crease right there. This offensive line tonight, you've got to give them their kudos. And that's not taking anything away from Amix. Like as we said earlier in the game, Amix very well may be the best athlete on the field.
Just incredible. Gets it quick right off the quarterback and makes one man miss and takes it to the house.
And your man right there, Iacino, sets the edge. Let's see if we can see that one more time. I don't think you, yeah, you see it right there.
Big number 60.
Creates that play. That was just a simple power run right there that the line blocked very, very well. And all of a sudden now we got a 9-point game, 10-point game, sorry.
With the safety, it kind of makes the math a little weird there. So, all right, 10-point ball game. And Westridge is feeling it. They're running the ball, and they've got the lead. We'll take a break and be right back here at Westridge High School.
At the birthplace of country music museum, we're preserving the past and paving the way to the future, where generations teach each other, where you can learn from the greats or craft your own tune, where Southern charm and state-of-the-art come together, where you can really get into the music. At the birthplace of country music, discover a story of American music.
All right, welcome back to Westridge High School. A big-time run from a big-time player, Ethan Amix. One-play drive to the house, and the Wolves have a 10-point advantage, their largest lead, and Coach Hilton is certainly pleased with the way his team has played, and got to wipe that face off, Coach.
Yep, let me flip the coin on this. If you're Tennessee High, this is not panic mode. You have got a strong offensive line. Trust them. Move the ball down the field. Do what Tennessee High has done so well historically.
This is Harkle Road on the return. Slips one tackle, but able to corral him just past the 20. All right, Ron, we've seen Tennessee High have a little success on offense out in their most recent drive. What do you want to see out of the Vikings this time around?
I just said it. You know, let's see some, not panic, but let's see some purpose out of this offensive line. You know, I think they've got a size advantage up front. Let them move that defensive line. Let's have some good 4 to 5 yard runs, and let's set a tone in this series.
4 wide for Richardson on 1st and 10. Screen not there. Richardson bails, makes the most of it, and picks up a nice gain there in what looked to be a broken play.
Yeah, I think that was Music back there in the backfield. I think they wanted to pass. Music just got himself right in the passing lane.
Looks like about a 6-yard pickup there.
You know, Chris, there was a point in time we thought that Nathan Arnold was just going to be playing offensive line.
They rethought it.
Yep, and I think it was wise that they rethought it.
How about that linebacking core for Westridge? Second and 4.
Yep.
Play fake. Throw down field. There's Harkle Road again. The big play threat who we saw take it all the way has a first down.
And you know, Chris, that's the second time we've seen that play, and it's worked both times. I believe that's just a simple out there, and he's just waiting there on the sideline.
There's Richardson rolling that pocket again. He's really comfortable on the move, and look at him find him a little bit across his body there. So 1st and 10 Vikings. We do have a little bit more rain falling, as you can see in the lights there on the pole. Handoff Boer. And quickly taken down. Sam Perry in there on the stop.
We called Sam Perry's name a lot tonight too, but you wouldn't expect anything different.
No. Sam Perry, special player for Westridge. You see number 45, and look at 30 in there for Westridge right away. That's Billy Hawkins, a junior, who's able to work his way into the backfield.
And we've seen that several times tonight. Just Wolves able to get into the backfield and disrupt the play.
Second down and 8. Richardson looks downfield. Intercepted by Braylon Vance. That ball hung in the air for quite some time, and the Wolves were able to get under it and pick it off.
And I don't know if that's a wet ball situation. Richardson did not look comfortable. He sort of stepped up and then looked like he changed his mind maybe, and maybe saw a flash of moment for, well, I just wonder if that was intended for number 4 there, and the ball just got away from him.
So Braylon Vance is able to get an interception. The junior, who also plays baseball here at Westridge. Looked like a center fielder there, didn't he, Ron?
Yep.
Westridge up 10, all the momentum right now, and they look to add on here. Hilton again with the keeper, and he's bottled up around the 40.
Well sniffed out that time. Fegan's on the stop right there.
And look at Fagans. He's wobbling there a little bit. How about Hilton taking a snap and getting to use Amix as his lead blocker, Ron?
Well, you couldn't have a better lead blocker, could you? Fegan's going to stay in.
That's the guy I want in my corner there in number 1 in blue. 3-yard pickup from the sophomore quarterback. Amix again, and hit immediately by Riley Price, who I know, Ron, you love the way he plays the game.
Yeah, he's just solid in all aspects, and just has a tendency to just close in on the runner so well. Always when you see him on tape, Chris, one of the things that stands out, and you talk about defenses, do they take good angles to the ball? And he's just one of those players who consistently takes good angles.
So 3rd down. Remember Coach Hilton told us he didn't want to get behind in this game?
Yep.
Well, he's got the lead, and he can continue to run. It's odd to say run clock this early, but the seconds are ticking. Hand off Amix. And great pursuit by the Tennessee High defense there, led by Alex Carey.
Yeah, that just closed down really quick there for Westridge. Nate Brown out there in front just couldn't quite get enough of the defender to open up space.
On Carey, as you might have seen on the back of his helmet, he's got a number 13 there on the back of his helmet, but a number 51 on his jersey. You see it there.
Yep.
13 is Carey's original number, but they moved him to offensive line to help with depth. So he switches numbers to 51, and he's playing a little linebacker as well.
Yep, been active. And Coach was really, really big on that kid and just talked about his toughness.
So a punt here from Mab. Driving kick. And that's Bo Utzman, who had to go back. Fair catch called at the 15. So another chance for Tennessee High here, Ron, after getting the stop defensively. And now Tennessee High, look, this game is not over by any means. Would you like to see Tennessee High get on the board here if they're going to make this a close game? Again, the Eddie Trophies Player of the Game coming up, and we'll give that award to a player of the game on the home team each of our games this year, which would be Westridge tonight. All right, see what the Vikings come up with here. Carter Smith is into the game for the first time, I believe, tonight on offense, and he picks up a yard.
You know, Chris, it's still not panic time for the Vikings, but you do need to probably speed this up a little bit.
And Westridge has really closed down the running lanes right up the middle, and that's what Tennessee High loves to do, that inside zone. Richardson pulls it this time. On the move, and that's held on to by Bo Utzman. Caleb Mab all over his back there, but a great catch by the sophomore.
As you can see, Chris, the rain's starting to get a little more steady now.
See it again, they're really high on Utzman. He played a little bit as a freshman last year, and he holds on with Mab hitting him right in the back.
And you know, for Richardson, he just looks comfortable rolling.
He does. Seems like that's his preferred method. First down. Smith 35, delivers a blow.
Great run
and
right
across the 40. Now, Ron, we saw Carter Smith have a pretty good scrimmage against Johnson County. He's a home run threat type back as a sophomore, and he's also got fresh legs.
Yeah, he's another one of those types of backs that has a real good first step. You see it right here. Hole, he just hits it hard and just keeps the legs moving and drags a couple Wolves along with him. So we'll see if it starts from that. If I'm the Wolves, I'm a little bit cautious here about Richardson rolling out.
Oh, that ball looked like it came out there. And it did.
And it's the Wolves.
And guess who? Yep. Hayden Music comes up with the fumble. Tennessee High goes to their sophomore running back. And just popped out. Looked like it was 52, Tanner Mims, who got a hand on it, and Hayden Music to fall on it.
Right on the spot.
And, oh, man, if you're Tennessee High right now, you keep shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep. How many turnovers is that, 3 or 4?
Well, we had the interception on the last drive, the fumble there. We had a safety at one point.
Yep.
There's been another fumble recovery. I mean, we're pushing up towards 3 or 4 at this point.
Yep.
So now it's Westridge who has an opportunity once again to add on to their lead, and check out that clock. Just 9 seconds left in this third quarter. Hilton keeper.
Chris, I'm not sure that was designed keeper. I'm not sure that wasn't a broken play, and Hilton just kept it.
Makes the most of it.
Yep.
Give him 6. And that's the last play of the third quarter.
But we're there on the stop as we go to the break.
Hilton just has great eyes, doesn't he?
He
just
does.
Finds the hole. And he's been a huge difference maker in this game, making his first varsity start with Dad looking on from the sideline, the head coach. Westridge up 10, and they're looking to grab their 5th straight opening season win. Be right back.
Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services is your hometown provider of electric, internet, telephone, and cable television services. With our robust fiber optic network, we offer internet speeds of 10 gigabits per second to every home and business in our service area. Our mission is to enrich our community while striving to make tomorrow better than today. BTES, your trusted resource for energy and connectivity.
Welcome back. We've got the fourth quarter starting here from Westridge, and it has been all Wolves. Hey, look, the student section sees that they're on the screen. Give us a wave. They didn't bring me I don't know, is it a lei for Hawaiian night?
Oh, okay.
There was like Hawaiian night going on there, but they're loving the being on the scoreboard there, the big screen off here to our left. And they've been a big part of this game. They've stuck it out with the rain. Second down and short. Hilton nearly tackled. Again, stays on his feet. What toughness, and now a flag here as Hilton was thrown a little bit after he was out of bounds.
Well, that young man has just showed some grit tonight. As a coach right there. He doesn't
Watch
fumble the
this
football.
one. How many guys touch him before he goes down? There's 2, 3, 4. Still keeping the legs moving, and here's the flag as Utzman just gave him a little shove there late.
Out of bounds, considerably out of bounds. And maybe a little frustration right there for Tennessee High,
sure.
Chris. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is going to surprise
After
you.
the play, dead ball,
Wait for the
personal
call.
foul, late hit out of bounds on Tennessee High. Half the distance, 1st and 10.
If I am Westridge, I'm not really thinking about the clock right now. I'm staying aggressive, and I've got one thing on my mind, and that is punching this football into the end zone and putting your proverbial cleat on the throw to Tennessee High.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like it could be the dagger here if they can get in the end zone. Amix wrestled down. Give him 3. I'll tell you, we had some questions about switching back to this offense, Ron, with them spreading the ball out. But when you've got a guy like Amix who can get downhill like that and is so tough to tackle, 3 yards at a time, 3 yards at a time, then the occasional 7, and then you hit the big one like we saw Amix hit earlier in the game. Golly, it's just cut after cut, isn't it?
Yeah, let me call some names out here while you're doing that. Thornton Tatum Cano, Arnold, they've done a great job tonight, man. I mean, Amex has been Amex. Amex has been what we've expected, but kudos to this line tonight for coming out here with this sense of purpose and this sense of physicality.
2nd and 7. Hilton looks to throw. It's Mack again, but this one just wide.
And I'm going to tell you, he had him. He was open.
Now, Orlando Mack, you see him there in number 0. This is a guy that played in just one game last year. For Westridge, but got hurt. But boy, coach is high on him and his potential.
Brings a lot to the field. And you know what, Chris? I like that play call. I just talked about staying aggressive. That is an aggressive play call.
If Tennessee High can force a field goal here, they keep it a 2-score game. Big 3rd down here. There's the pitch. Fields on the edge to the 5. 1st down for Westridge, and they're knocking on the door again.
And we've just seen this consistently all night long. We called his name out. Who was on the edge right there for the Wolves? Nathan Arnold down the field. I told you at the beginning of the year, I've watched film on that tape on this kid. And when he hits, he's one of those players that just, hits with a purpose. He's got his head out there. I mean, just the entire... I mean, what more can you ask out of this offensive line right there?
Just moving bodies.
Yeah. Downfield, looking for people to block.
And now Westridge with a chance to go up by 17. 1st and goal at the 2. And a timeout called here by Westridge, I believe.
Now, to your point, Chris, right here, you have to feel like even though there's 10 minutes left, you feel like this is almost a must-stop.
Well, a good start here for Westridge in this first game. If they can hold on, they'll grab that 5th straight win. Kind of take an eye here at some of their upcoming games. David Crockett going to Elizabethton. One of the key things about this Westridge schedule, Ron, was they scheduled in the out-of-conference some really tough games. Crockett being one, Tennessee High, of course, being one. Elizabethton, Hardin Valley. And then you get into the big boys later on in region play. Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill, of course, and Jefferson County there later in the year.
I can tell you one place where Coach Hilton's eye's not at right now, and that's that schedule. His mind's right now on punching this ball into the end zone.
Hey, it was, I believe, I'll give credit here, Steve Wilmoth, I believe it was, put out an article this week with TriCitySports.com where he talked to Coach Hilton, and you could tell the frustration at how poorly Westridge played against Tennessee High a year ago.
That's a great point.
And here they are. Hilton, touchdown. Justice Hilton. What a start to this young man's varsity career. A sophomore making his first career start, and he has engineered this offense. I know Amex is a load, but how many times has Hilton found the room around the edge to keep drives alive and now finds himself in the end zone?
Just deceptively quick. I mean, follows his blocks, watches his keys. Watch this run right here, Chris. Lets his back lead the way and just, wills himself into the end zone.
Extra point up and good. And Westridge potentially with the dagger there, 30-13. You're hearing a bunch of car horns here. We've got some people still in the stands with the weather, but they've hung out and enjoying the light show and this performance by the Westridge Wolves. All right, so still some time left in this one. Tennessee High with an uphill climb here, and Ron, it does not get easier after tonight.
Yeah, just as a reminder though, hey, this is non-conference, right? I mean, yeah, you want to start the season off well, but everything, regardless of how this game goes, everything is still out there for Tennessee High. Not only that, but let's not count Tennessee High out of this game yet. I mean, it's gut check time for this team. And regardless if you can, sort of a miracle, you have to see how Tennessee High plays here. But you want something here if you're the coaching staff from Tennessee High. Something positive right here in the last 9 minutes. We've seen stranger things in high school football for sure, but something positive here from Tennessee High to finish this night off, to build for next week.
Just watching here as the teams get set up, Riley Price, it looked like he might have hurt himself kind of limped off the field there. He should be one of the returners, but you see Harkle Road back. So he's going to sit out of play here. But to your point, Ron, if you're Tennessee High, of course, 9:55 is a lot of time. It's a tough ask against a team that runs the ball like Westridge, but obviously you're trying to come back and win this game. But even if you can't, you want to put something positive together here to build going forward. So here's a kickoff caught at the 15. And this is number 15, Max Holt. And he's hit immediately back at the 17-yard line.
Fields right down on the coverage.
All right. Well, if you're going to have a comeback effort in this game, Ron, it probably starts with a quick score.
Yep. This is when Richardson's going to have to. Now, you don't have to pass every single time. We're not in that mode yet, but you've definitely got to have a sense of urgency. You've got to run plays off quickly. You got to get to the line quickly and just do something positive here.
4 wide for Richardson with the Vikings in a bit of desperation mode here. Here's Cannon Stallnaker, who breaks a tackle and delivers a hit there on a nice run. And Ron, doesn't it feel like we talked about the stable of backs for Tennessee High as they try to replace the production of Dowdell and Plumbar, who's not available in tonight's game. But just about every time we've seen these Tennessee High backs struggle to hold on to the football, and here let's go to the next guy in line and see what Stallnaker gives them.
And I think if nothing else right here, if you're Tennessee High, you definitely got to, keep the ball. They cannot afford another fumble.
Second down. Stallnaker again. Not as much room this time as he's bottled up for a yard. We were talking earlier, some of the names on that defensive front for Westridge, and we mentioned the linebackers. You talk about Sam Perry and Hayden Music and Orlando Mack and Nathan Arnold. I mean, these guys are, number one, they're really good football players, but they're a year older. And this Westridge team was young last year. They did lose Trey Frazier and Trent Tatum, but these guys have stepped up.
Got to add Mims and Duke in there, too.
Up front. 3rd and short. Stallnaker trying to get there. LaRon Smith.
I think he was down.
Yeah, ball came out. Stallnaker's convinced he was down.
Speaking of the man, there he is right there.
Let's see here. Hit right away by 2 guys. Look at the effort. His knee's obviously down there, but just sliding him backwards there, but he is short. So 4th down, you got to go for this.
Boy, that was not a good look right there on LaRon Smith, but he's able to get up from that. Sort of gets twisted right there.
Yeah, you can see him still.
Yeah, he
off.
is kind of,
4th and 1. Tennessee High needs to convert this for any hope. Richardson flicks it. 1st down, Harkle Road, and stuck at about the 33. Braylon Vance in there on the tackle.
Enough for a 1st down.
Yep. I think Richardson likes Barron Harkle Road, don't you?
Good target. We talked about this is a talented Tennessee High receiving core right here. And for what it's worth, I mean, the times that he has thrown the football, he's looked good, Chris.
High snap. Stallnaker barrels forward. And Ron, there's just not a lot of room.
No. They're just closing down the gaps really well tonight.
There's Tanner Mims again inside. Tennessee High's just had a hard time moving the ball. And we talked about this earlier, Ron, but Tennessee High had 4 senior starters last year on that offensive line that graduated. Coach Holt likes a lot of these guys, but still green and young.
Yep.
2nd and 8. Quick screen, Price. Oh, met immediately by Orlando Mack.
Great open field tackle. And tackling in space for both these teams is going to be huge tonight. And you have to give the advantage right there for Westridge. I can't remember this defense being out of position very much tonight.
Look at Mack just beat that block.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
Tackle for loss for number 0. Remember, this Westridge defense didn't have him last year.
Talk about a defender getting skinny, Chris. That's what we call it, you know, where they just make that move where you don't give him full shoulder pads. He does that, keeps the feet moving, and makes that play.
57, offense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Chris, here we are at 6:08 right now.
Yeah, thought it may be, thought it might have been a jump there, but they get Tennessee High. So 3rd and about 15 or so, maybe 3rd and 16.
Was that Duke right there for the jump? Now he basically stands up and gets right back without crossing that line of scrimmage.
They probably tried that hard count there to steal a couple yards, but now it's tough. 2 plays and a timeout here by Coach Holt, looks like.
You have to feel like this is going to be a pass right here, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, 5:42 to go. I mean, it's obvious at this point, right? But Tennessee High's got to get in the end zone on this drive.
Yes.
For any chance. All right, let's take a look at what's coming up. Of course, this game, a lot of people looking forward to tonight. Next week, we're at Sullivan East. Get to see Peyton Lingerfeld. Ron's looking up to see how Sullivan East is doing. They're playing Johnson County tonight. Then we've got our first game at the Stone Castle as Tennessee High welcomes another 6A foe. That's Science Hill. And then back here for Westridge and Hardin Valley, Sullivan East and Greenville on the 19th. 3 straight Tennessee High games there as we cross into October. And a couple big games that we're really excited about on October 10th, Tennessee High and Morristown West for what many are predicting could be a battle for the 2nd seed, perhaps, or maybe a home playoff game in the conference. And then Westridge and Morristown East on the 17th. 5 teams in Westridge's region. 4 teams make the playoffs, and that one could go a long way.
I will tell you, Chris, because I wanted to see, because we have them next week. The score right there, 26, Johnson County, Sullivan East, 21. And if nothing else, right, looking at the blowout there was last year with them and the Longhorns, this is a positive step for this East team.
3rd and 16, screen, Harkle-Road. He's going to have to make a man miss. He does. Big play, and Harkle-Road might have just picked that up, Ron.
Yep, I think he did.
He's right at the marker, I believe.
And one thing I've seen here, Chris, is I think there's good chemistry right now with the quarterback Richardson and Harkle-Road. We've seen that several times tonight. And once again, I don't want to, beat the drum, but Richardson just looks so good. Now, what surprises me a little bit is we've not seen him really come out of that sprint and tuck. Coach Holt has told us he's quick. He's got that speed. I'm just not surprised we've seen that tonight.
First down. Stallnaker makes a move, still on his feet. Ball's out again. That's Justice Hilton in there fighting for the football on defense.
Wow.
I'm not sure who laid that lick. I'd love to see that if we've got it again. But man, somebody, I think it was helmet on football. Watch this. Nearly hit in the backfield, Stallnaker, but watch this coming right. Here comes right side. Boom!
Pops it right out.
It's Mapp. Forced the fumble, and Hilton nearly recovered it.
Here's something I wish we could go back to that replay, because I've seen it several times tonight. The Wolves defenders are just looking to strip. And I'm going to tell you, that's not an easy thing. They're just constantly getting that hand on the ball.
So timeout, Tennessee High. Running out of those timeouts here late in the game. That is important if they're going to try to stage any kind of comeback. And, of course, getting points quickly is huge for this Tennessee High team if they want to do just that. But Ron, 13 points on the scoreboard for Tennessee High, and both were big plays. Cooper Boer led the scoring off with that scoop and score to make it 7-0. But Westridge, since that moment, outscoring the Vikings 30-6.
Just impressive tonight out of these Wolves. We already talked about the Johnson County Sullivan East score. Greenville all over Morristown West. I sort of feel like looking at that, Chris, the chances are that game was ended early.
Hold on. From what I'm seeing, Sullivan East has the ball at the Johnson County 2-yard line with 7 seconds to go and a chance to win that game.
Won't that stat sheet be interesting to look at tomorrow?
Yes. Richardson looks deep, fires. Oh, and just through the hands of Harkleroad. He had him.
Off the fingertips. Boy, and he had probably, what, Chris, 2 steps on the defender? And I said it once, I'll say it again. I've seen enough of this combination between Harkleroad and Richardson that I keep my eyes on these two for the rest of the season. It was there. It was there.
That's great ball placement from Richardson. That was the quick strike they needed.
Yep.
2nd and 10. And met right away in the backfield.
Music again.
Hayden Music, I'll tell you, this is a guy that had a ton of TFLs last year. 15 tackles for loss. Lives in the backfield, big number 43. And a little fun backstory on Hayden Music. He's related to a fella who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, sir.
In this area that goes by the name of Heath Miller.
The terrible towels.
That's his second cousin is Heath Miller.
Honaker, right, Chris?
Yes, Honaker High School.
Yep.
Richardson on the quarterback keeper. Now it's 4th down.
And, you know, going back to Music, boy, you've texted me several times and just said one of those texts was, hey, look at this kid. And took the time to look at him. And you're right. I mean, he's lived up to the billing tonight.
So here's some fun here as we've got an injured player for Westridge out on the field. Looks like a cramp. They're kind of stretching out there. So we'll take some time to talk a little bit more about Hayden Music here. So big number 43 for Westridge. Was first team all-conference player last year. We talked about the Heath Miller connection. His dad is first cousins with Heath, kind of grew up together, played together. But I asked Hayden, I said, well, did your dad play football? And he said, no. And I said, how in the world does your dad not play football when he's hanging out around Heath Miller? He said, oh, he played rugby.
That's a crazier version of football.
You see Mac there on the sideline getting stretched out. Big 4th down here to keep the drive alive for Tennessee High. Richardson under pressure. Sam Perry there. And he throws it away on 4th down, and that's going to end the drive.
Yep.
Just a few minutes to go. And look, Westridge was already feeling it, Ron, but that should be the icing on the cake.
Yep. You see some defenders starting to really jump up and down, and they're starting to let this moment set in.
An update from Mountain City, Johnson County, with a goal line stand to preserve the win.
Wow.
26-21, Johnson County beats Sullivan East. We'll see Sullivan East next week, but wow, what an improvement for that Patriot bunch that was not very competitive last year in that Johnson County game. To be right in it, I know they're heartbroken over there, but that is progress for that team, who we'll see next week.
Science Hill right now still up by 7 on Elizabethton.
So Westridge trying to run out the clock here as Hilton continues. Took out a teammate there. Some friendly fire with Dayton Brown. How about the look, there's so many places you can start here with this Westridge performance. You know, Justice Hilton has been fantastic in his first start. Ethan Amix has churned and churned and churned for yardage. The offensive line has paved the way. Westridge has not even really had to throw it, Ron.
Nope.
And that's one of those where you know what Westridge is going to do, and they've still been able to do it. And that is proof of what that offensive line has been able to accomplish tonight. Amix bottled up quickly. Looked like Kai Allison in there on the tackle. But Westridge, of course, just happy to run some clock here and ice what will be their 5th straight season opening win. Here's the thing, Ron. 5th year of high school football for Westridge. They won the season opener in the first 4 years. All those were against Volunteer.
Yep.
Now, Volunteer doesn't necessarily have the football history that Tennessee High has, but Westridge is taking care of business tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to sort of track them. It's going to be an interesting matchup between them and Jefferson County.
Fields on the edge, first down and more.
I don't think it was that young man's intention to step out of bounds. He sort of got forced more than stepped.
So when you talk about the landscape of Region 6, right? And Coach Hilton will be the first to tell you, you start with Dobbins, Bennett, and Science Hill, right? And then Jefferson County. I mean, you're talking about some schools that have a lot of kids.
Yep.
I mean, the enrollment difference in this game, Westridge has over 1,600 kids. Tennessee High just shy of 1,200. Tennessee High is a 5A school, with Westridge being a 6A school. But Westridge missed the playoffs last year, and this is quite the statement here.
Yep.
As we've got a stoppage. But so 4 years of Westridge football. They made the playoffs in 2 of them, missed it in 2 of them, and they want to get back. And I'm just going to tell you, if they're playing like this,
oh yeah,
this is a good. Don't be confused. This is a good Tennessee High team, but it seems like they have. Just struggled to keep hold of the ball tonight.
Yes.
And kind of shot themselves in the foot. Took them out of the game a little.
I think that can't be stressed enough. Hey, listen, this is not taking anything away from Westridge. They did what they wanted to do tonight, right? But this game is a different kind of game if they can hold on to the football. And at the end of the day, when it comes to high school football, turnovers often are the difference. And that was the way tonight.
I'm going to ask you probably the toughest question I've asked you all night, Ron. Who's your player of the game tonight for the Wolves?
Offensive line. I'm a former lineman, man. I'm telling you, I'm so impressed.
Here?
I'm so impressed with this offensive line because that's such a good front 7 for Tennessee High. You know, Amix is almost sort of like the easy answer, and he was impressive tonight.
I could vouch for Justice Hilton as well.
Oh, my gosh,
I think you could give it to just about anybody in blue tonight, but is that what you're going with? Offensive line paving the way up front?
I'm telling you, you have to be impressed with this offensive line.
What a win for Westridge. Dominant. Despite the elements with the rain, this Westridge team hung on and played exceptional football, and they win this one 30-13, a statement win for the Wolves as they head into their rest of their schedule, and an impressive victory for the Wolves. Tennessee High drops to 0-1, and they've got a tough schedule coming up. Ron, you got to give me one of the offensive linemen if you're going to roll that way. I need a player.
I'm going to give you one because he played well on defense tonight as well, and that's Nathan Arnold.
Nathan Arnold. How about Nathan Arnold? We didn't see him. We didn't expect him to be an offensive lineman this season. We know he can thump it at linebacker, and then coach said we're moving him to offensive line, and he played both ways most of the night. Didn't see him take much of a break. And how about that move to get him on the offensive line and pave the way? And you especially talked about some of his blocks out on the edge.
Yep, I sure did. And you know, one of the things is we asked about Arnold how much he was going to play. He seems as though tonight, we'll have to go back and watch the film, that he played quite a bit on defenses as well. And kudos to him for having the conditioning to get that done tonight. But listen, we had to pick a player. You told me I had to pick a player. This is for the, we're going to pull him, right? But this is for the entire offensive line. Make no mistake about it.
So the Eddie's Trophies player of the game tonight, Nathan Arnold, after the double duty work. We talked about just how big this roster is, Ron, and Coach Hilton told us he felt like with the depth that they had that maybe they could wear on teams down, throughout the game. As you got into the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, this was a one-score game at halftime.
Yep, it sure was.
And Westridge did exactly that. They used their depth. They used their size up front, and now it's them who get to celebrate here on their home field.
Yep, and let's turn that coin just a little bit. If I'm Coach Holt, you're not happy with this result. You're not. But at the same time, you kind of have to go, hey, guys, everything that could go wrong tonight did go wrong. And to your point, we were still in the game. You look at it, you look at the film, and you move on to next week if you're Tennessee High.
Okay. All right, so final score 30-13. Westridge with a big win that will certainly raise some eyebrows, I think, in Northeast Tennessee here tonight. Big victory for the Wolves. We'll take a break and be back with more here on Gridiron Game Day.
You may know BTES's employees from here and here, but we are also here and there and also over there. We are your neighbors, your friends, your community, and your trusted resource for energy and connectivity. We are BTES.
Welcome back. You see the victorious coach there with his Wolves squad. And how about the win for Justin Hilton? You know, Hilton was a head coach at Sullivan South there for a while, had a lot of battles with Tennessee High, and I don't think we even mentioned this tonight, Ron, but this season series came in tonight, was 2-2. Westridge won the first two, Tennessee High's won the next two, and now Westridge now reclaims the all-time history between these schools with their third win in the series. All right, let's send it down to the field. Leslie's with the winning head coach.
All right, Coach, let's talk about how turnovers played. When we talked to you earlier this week, we talked about, you said turnovers are going to make this game. Let's talk about that.
Well, I think they did, and early on is a little bit scary, right? We put that thing on the ground, spot them 7 points. I felt like our defense was playing well enough that it was going to keep it close. So then we created a few turnovers. Our guys did a great job. My gosh, they played hard. When you play hard, good things happen.
Our announcers talked a lot about music and the big plays that he had. Let's talk about how he did tonight.
Yeah, he's a great defensive end. Just a junior, just got voted captain. He's a leader of our team. Yeah, he's all over the place. You know, we got to play him on offense a little bit because he's such a good player, but defensively he dominated.
So weather played a huge role in this game. How do your players deal with the weather delays, and then how do you come back from that?
I think that they handled it well. You know, any change, we don't want it to define how we're going to react, but I think they enjoyed playing in the rain. You know, we may be pretty good mudders even though we're out here on the turf, so it was a lot of fun.
All right, well, we'll see you in a few weeks, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Leslie, and thanks to Coach Hilton. I think that man is in a pretty good mood. Ron, what do you say?
Yeah, you know, I will say this too you enjoy this. I know Coach Hilton's stance right here, right? You're going to enjoy this for a day or two, and then you're going to move on from this as well. I think that this did send a message to the entire team. And I would say this to them as well. Hey, guys, this is what we're capable of if we play to this level. And if we control the line of scrimmage like we did tonight.
Not only did this game send a message to this Westridge team, I think it sent a message to some football fans and maybe other teams in Northeast Tennessee. Look, we talked about the newness of a new season. You didn't know what to expect. We weren't sure. I mean, we can sit and we can guess all we want in the offseason, but until the ball is snapped, we don't know. And let's take a look at some of the highlights here early. Now, this was the big play early where Tennessee High swung the momentum, and you thought, this could be a long night. But Westridge responded.
Yep, that was a reaction right there. Boy, this is not the way you want to start it for Westridge.
Look at that touchdown run by sophomore Justice Hilton, and the fist pump from Dad on the sideline. Ethan Amix touted it well all night. Yep. Westridge just kept coming at you, and it wasn't just one guy. Big play here from Barron Harkleroad, who's going to have a great season for Tennessee High this year.
Yeah, and you know, the Richardson-Harkleroad connection right there worked well tonight, and I think that's something positive for this Vikings team to build off of. But boy, Hilton tonight just looked comfortable in the quarterback spot. He certainly did.
Westridge runs all over the Vikings here from Blountville tonight. 30-13 the final score. We will see you next week from Sullivan East under the lights.